to Sport Champs.
What is up, you guys? And welcome back to Sport Champs, Street Champs exclusive sports podcast. To my right is my man Dave. To my left is my man Winston. We got Deryk in the cut. We got PT in the cut. And we're just chilling, man. What up, guys?
Episode 40.
Yeah. Oh, we're on 40 now?
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. We're getting
Hell
there,
yeah.
getting there.
We are getting there.
We're a dozen away from a year. Technically, we will have elapsed a year sooner than that
Mm-hmm.
because our first episode was like right after the NBA Finals had ended. But
Okay.
yeah, about a year of sports, bro.
It's wild.
Wildness. It's gone by fast, hasn't it?
It's gone by fast, but I will say that I do value the time when we have basketball and football at the same time. You know?
It'll be here before you know it, though.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Which is crazy. This year's breezing by.
It's not even fair how fast
Already
it's going.
May.
I don't want it to be
Crazy.
next year, bro.
Right. How was your week, Winston?
It's good. Been watching the Nuggets and the Celtics and Heat play, which is great.
Let's cash this bet we took last week. Come on.
Yeah. Oh,
Cash
I
this
got information to tell you about a bet that I got
Nice.
a couple days ago. But yeah, been good. I'm playing golf tomorrow.
Oh.
So in a tournament. So
Nice.
should be good.
Very nice.
Basketball, golf.
He's gonna get those dubs.
We'll
If
see.
there's anything
Gotta
we
get
know
another
about
dub.
Winston, is he runs the course.
Yeah. At least once a year I get a dub.
At least once a year.
Averaging one per year.
You're going to get another dub, dude.
Hope so.
And we're going to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
You should probably film your, when you already know you're going to get the dub, you should film your last put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just your feet.
Just
Be
my
like, this
feet.
is Winston.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
What about
Good
y'all's
week.
week?
You start, Dave.
Chill. Nothing major, you know. Just like Winston said, watching basketball, stuff like that. Watching a lot of sports podcasts about football. Just anticipating what the Chiefs are gonna do. OTAs are coming up. Looking forward to that. Tonight, our boy Jacoby is about to go get this belt.
Yes, sir.
So
And we'll talk
if you
about
guys
that.
tune in live on Street Champs, I'm gonna have my phone with that.
We're
fight
watching this fight.
There will be a live reaction. Just know this.
We're watching you.
um,
I might step off cam. I might go watch it over there.
yeah, low key.
And just be into it because
It's not every day.
it's important for us.
It's not every day one of your peers, one of your college friends / neighbors is fighting for a belt. And we quoted him when we interviewed him on this pod. We figured he was 2 bouts away from a potential UFC call up. So he fought once since then. This is the second bout.
What's good?
That's what I'm saying.
Go check out that episode after this one.
Yeah,
That
he
shit
Go
was
watch
fire.
Jacoby's episode.
It's not necessarily a Jacoby interview. We were just kind of vibing and hanging out.
We just had him in, and
Yeah.
I wanted to do that again too. I have his number. I was in talks with getting him over here again, but I didn't want to. I asked once. I didn't want to bother again. You're training.
Yeah,
before the
you don't
fight.
you don't want to
It's-
interrupt.
Maybe
camp.
it'll be easier after.
Yeah.
So because we know he's gonna win. I know he's gonna win. He's gonna.
Win-
Even though he's the underdog, bro, I know what's gonna happen.
But-
Jacoby's gonna get the finish.
Win, lose, or draw, we're so proud of him.
Facts.
There's nothing he can do. He's not fighting to meet anybody's expectations. He's doing it because he loves it.
Both of these guys are 7-1.
And a big reason that we hadn't been able to get him in other than the champ camp is that man grinds. He's such he's a teacher. He has wrestling camps. He hosts classes. He's been doing dude, he rolled with one of the grappling champions and won, that long-haired shaggy dude. He rolls with him. So
Damn.
yeah, Jacoby
That's
is
fire.
iron sharpens iron, bro. We're just super proud of you. Just can't wait to have you on again.
Yes.
So that's the sentiment of my week. Other than that,
Good week for me. Busy week. Always busy. Didn't hit the studio this week.
Rare
but,
form.
Yeah, rare form. Blitz is actually out of state, so safe travels to him. But I am preparing for this Pueblo Has Talent Finals. Hitting that this weekend, this Sunday. If any of you guys are watching this, if you guys are in Colorado and have Sunday off, 3 p.m., Memorial Hall, show up. Your vote, later PT, your vote is super important. So show up. I know Deryk's going to be there.
yeah,
He's going to be yelling. He's already interviewed, I think 2 people from there, too. Abraham and Lucky by Choice. Shout out both of those guys. More music cats. But productive week still. Practicing a lot. Hit an open mic last night to practice my Set fucked up my lyrics. Damn it, dude. It's the new song, though. I'm performing 2 new songs on Sunday or in 2 days. But getting a lot of practice in. Yeah, just practicing a lot, getting ready. I'm 17th in the competition. That's kind of been the focus of my week, though. It's just been getting ready for that, man. Competing. 5K, first place. I don't know, man. There's a lot of talent. Deryk knows. Deryk watched that shit. Like,
What place did you take last year?
I didn't place in the top 3. Like, they only placed the top 3.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So, hopefully, I'll get a place this
They
year.
didn't tell you how many votes you got or anything?
No. I should have. I should have asked. I feel like if I asked, they probably would have told me.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask. Like, I didn't. Maybe I'll ask this year. But I need as many people to show up for me. I don't know. I need votes. So show up for me. 3 p.m. It's $13. You could honestly, if you wanted to, show up and if you're busy, just vote and then leave if you wanted to. But I obviously want you to sit and watch all of the great talent that Pueblo has, because there's some crazy shit. Like, I'm going against these aerialists that are climbing up each other. Yeah, they were in the previous competitions going against each other like single. Now they just duoed and just climb each other now.
Oh wow.
Fuck.
They're like, let's just team up.
Yeah, 2 beast acts, just now 1 beast act. Apparently they're already getting calls by Circus du Soleil too.
Oh
Because
shit.
they do they do they're not just doing the sheets, they're doing like rope and like strap things, and they can climb up anything. Those balloons, they could climb up the balloon strings there.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
Defy gravity and shit.
But I'm going against a lot of good talent, so show up to that. Other than that, May 26th, dropping another house song. For any of you guys that listen to my music, dropping EDM, dude.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
You went to that EDM show too recently, dropping an EDM song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I could have mentioned that in my week. I went to the Broadway Tavern show, the Isomer and Smithers DJ set.
I feel so bad. I forgot about it.
It
I
was,
swear.
dude. It was.
I
a
did.
Good,
I'm sorry.
It was a good time. I got to see a whole bunch of familiar faces that I hadn't seen since I was like a sophomore in college, because it's like, when everyone's adults, then like we lead different lives. People go their separate ways. It's never on like any bad terms. So got to see like a whole bunch of people I hadn't seen in a while.
Oh, that's cool.
That was wonderful. That set was amazing. Shout out Smithers and Isomer. You guys killed it. That was a fun time. I would be remiss if I was to say that shouldn't happen again. So I think that will happen again. Hopefully, they're talking about doing something hopefully soon. So,
Winston's watching TikToks.
No, I'm looking at stats, bro.
true. Well, while
I just heard something.
should we dive?
Oh, no,
Should we dive
Oh,
right
that's
into
him?
it?
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. What do you guys want to get into?
Let's talk about this basketball.
Let's jump right into the sports, dude.
So first of all, Jamal Murray last night, 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Come
Going
on.
off.
Yeah.
Going off.
So those of you unaware, Nuggets are 2-0, beating the Lakers. Nuggets have been playing great. We scored 72 points in the first half, game 1. Lakers scored 72 points in second half of game 1. Nuggets only won by I think 5 points, being up by 20 points at some time. Almost a huge collapse. I think if Nuggets lose that game 1, I would have predicted that the Nuggets would have lost.
Really?
If you're up 20 at home, bro, and you lose
Yeah,
that
and then you
game, bro,
lose.
that's tough. That's tough to come back from. The
hurts your
Nuggets could have
mental.
done it, but Nuggets pulled it out, and
They pulled that out again.
We pulled it out again
Last
last
night.
night, and we were down at halftime. I think 9 points or something.
Let's go,
we were down
boys.
by 11 at one point, and we came back. Anthony Davis played like shit. LeBron James pretty much played like shit. Jamal
He
Murray
missed that key.
the key layup, bro.
Dude.
When that turnover happened, I was like, "Oh no!" And I was in Discord with Dave. I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then
I know,
he
that's
missed
what
the
I
layup.
was watching it too. I was
So,
like,
hold
no,
on.
no.
First of all,
and then he
though-
missed, and I was like, wait, huh?
Yeah.
Hold on. First of all, just to preface this, just for some context, we're in Discord. We both are watching it on separate streaming platforms legally, and his was ahead of my stream. So I'm watching the game, and I'm like, they haven't even gone fast break down the court yet, and I just hear fucking Winston over here. He's just like, oh no,
Yeah.
no, oh no, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And then
Then you see the break.
and then the break happens, and then I just hear.
Yeah. And he's
So-
like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "You'll just see it. I don't want
Yeah.
to ruin it for him."
It wasn't gonna ruin it for me, but I thought by that,
Then
I
LeBron missed.
thought Reeves hit a corner 3 or something. I was like, that had to have happened. That's the oh noest
Well,
moment.
I mean, turn the ball over in that scenario, bro. So you're up 4 points. They need to foul.
They
and
just
you
heaved
turn the
it all
ball
high.
over. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? Are we in, like, high school basketball? Like, what's
It was
going
a
on?
very amateur, like, play, the way he just, like, I'm just going to heave the ball to Jokic high and slow.
Yeah.
It's like the most pickable ball in Madden.
Yeah.
So to do it in a professional NBA game in the Western Conference Finals is very, like, J.R. Smith-like.
Yeah. One of the
Dare I
few
say.
mistakes that Jamal Murray made last night, he had 24 points in the fourth quarter, absolutely killed it, carried the squad in the fourth quarter. Jokic, I don't think, had any points in the fourth quarter. I had a parlay. I bet $3 to win $325. If Jokic would have had one more point and KCP would have had one more point, I would have won that. So I missed it. It was 10,001 odds. Fucking missed it, bro. But
barely.
You miss all the shots you don't take, though.
facts.
Yeah.
I was close. I mean, that's a victory within itself. Nuggets are playing great. We're going to Los Angeles, game 3. That's on Saturday.
LA's probably going to win that.
I'm-
If they're going to win any game this entire series, it's game 3.
Yeah, I'm predicting Lakers are gonna win.
Because if they lose game 3, I'm saying sweep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Game
Maybe.
3 will be the entire momentum of the series, and if it turns into if the Lakers take both home games, I don't think it goes more than 6. I would be shocked if it goes if it goes 7 games.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are just too they're just too good.
Yeah, my prediction was Nuggets in 6, but the Lakers only losing by 5 points, and the Nuggets played really well in the first half in game 1. Lakers played really good in the second half, game 1. Nuggets pulled it out. The second game, both their stars played like shit. Anthony Davis and LeBron combined for 40 points. Jamal Murray had 34 by himself. And Jokic had, I think, 21 points. So, like, when your star players perform so poorly and you still almost win, Rui Hachimura is having the game of his best two games of his fucking life, dude.
Well,
he's going in, dude.
Let's not forget, the Warriors would have hypothetically advanced on the Lakers if Lonnie Walker didn't go like 7 for 8 in the fourth quarter and drop 15 points that one game. So it's up to AD and LeBron are not the difference makers in these crunch time moments. It seems like. Because they're tired. They're playing a lot of minutes. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah. Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves have been carrying game 1 and 2 for sure. I mean, Anthony Davis had 40 in game 1. But
Yeah.
Nuggets in 6. Come on.
yeah, hope so. So I think Lakers win game 3. I think Nuggets win game 4, and then hopefully Nuggets can win game 5. But if not, then
That'd be nice.
win
In
game
5.
6.
In
Yeah,
5 would be 6.
that'd be sick. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
So a random, like, I'm very superstitious, but a random fact that I was told that kind of blew my mind. So this is just with respect to the West. I was told that a 7 seed, which is what the Lakers are, they're the 7th seed. A 7 seed has never represented the West in the NBA Finals, meaning a 7 seed has never actually made it. So if that's actually true, then the Lakers, according to that data, are likely not going to do it. So
Yeah.
again, correlation doesn't prove causation. It's just a random thing, but I like saying little random facts
Cool
like that.
to see LeBron still up in there
But
doing his thing, dude.
If LeBron and them do advance somehow, like, knock on wood, I don't know if
I'd
that's
be
wood.
so pissed.
If
I'd be
I'd
sad
be
as
so
fuck.
if they do though, we're never gonna hear the end of that about how like a 7 seed has never gone to the finals.
Yeah,
So
LeBron.
that's
was
gonna be
the only.
that will
7
go
seed.
both fucking ways. Like the 3-1 in the finals, LeBron did that. Can't take that away from him. That was some boss ass shit against
That was some boss ass shit.
arguably one of the greatest teams assembled that we had seen. So that was
I
boss.
forgot
But
about that. That was
I didn't forget about it.
Yeah.
He'll never forget
That was
about
crazy.
that. That was crazy.
Cleveland, this is for you. That shit was fire.
Yeah, that shit was so
But
crazy.
not to be forgotten, Kyrie had dropped a 42-point game.
Oh, for sure.
So-
No, Kyrie and LeBron did their thing.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
That was, as a basketball fan, that was wonderful to watch.
Oh, for
even
sure.
though it was against my team.
The
that
block.
was against Iggy.
One of the best basketball plays of all time, in my opinion.
That will be on the 2010s highlight reel. That will be there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
It's like that and like Dwayne Wade on Anderson Varejao.
yeah, and Kawhi's 3 in the corner
When he
that
got
Oh
hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That looked like a mixtape cover.
Yeah, those two plays. So I have some stats about Jamal Murray.
Let's get it.
Jamal Murray is averaging 25.1 career points per game in the playoffs. Okay, that is more than Wilt Chamberlain, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille
Damn.
O'Neal, Larry Bird, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum,
What the fuck?
Kyrie Irving, Charles Barkley, Carmelo
All these guys are
Anthony,
bigger than Jamal Murray. That's the craziest
and
part.
Oscar Robinson.
Like physically bigger.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think a big benefit to him
That's
as
crazy.
a variable to him that has helped his stats in the postseason is he has been pretty much the best scorer on the Nuggets since he showed up. You know, not to discredit Jokic or any other participants, he's just been that dude. So if you think about the some people would even say like, oh, he hasn't played in the playoffs much. I'm like, are you kidding? How many game 7s has he already been in? Like that's just experience on experience. That's opportunities to deflate your own stats. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask me, that says a lot. Like how many playoff games has he played? It's probably got to be approaching like 20 something.
He's played about 40.
Damn, I was saying 20 something. So that is not a small sample size to average that many points.
Yeah,
He benefits from being on the Nuggets to where he's a scoring necessity. Like if Murray is bricking, it's going to be a really cold night. Like y'all can win without him because clearly, I mean, last year you guys beat the Warriors with Jokic in a game with no Murray, no MPJ. So you guys can win games without him.
Yeah.
But obviously, like
We needed Jokic.
he is
though.
he's your scoring center stone, and like I swear every time I'm watching him, he just never misses, bro. Like
Yeah, I mean, in the first half he was struggling. I think he was like 3 of 14 in the first half, but in the second half he just turned it on, and he was forcing it even though he was cold, and that is so important because I mean, if he's not pushing, if he's like, it's just not my night, I'm gonna give up, then Nuggets lose that game.
facts.
And so he was like, I need to perform if we're gonna win this game. And he put it on himself to say, we're either going to win this game because of me or we're going to lose this game because of me. And I need to make that decision. And so he he made those shots. He showed up.
And shout out Malone and anyone involved in the coaching staff that like told him to like, yo, you keep putting him up, bro. Like you're going to hit him, you know.
Yeah.
You're a jump shooter. This is what you do. Like he's more than just a jump shooter. He's capable of taking it to the paint, but realistically he's a jump shooter. So
And everyone was talking about Bubble Murray. This Jamal Murray is averaging more points than Bubble Murray.
Yeah, I made the comment, and again, I'm a Warriors fan. I was like, those aren't bubble numbers for him anymore. Those are just his numbers.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise, that's him.
Yep.
Like playoff Murray has emerged.
He's not shooting as efficiently, but like he's scoring just as many points. He's averaging more steals, more rebounds. So he's playing just as good as Bubble Murray. It's not Bubble Murray anymore. It's just Jamal Murray. So he's got 46 playoff games.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't
Jamal
he
Murray.
have like he already has the most 20-point fourth quarter playoff games in NBA history with 3
Yes, he has 4 20-point
fourth
quarter games, and that Allen Iverson has 2, and Michael Jordan has 2, and that's the next
crazy.
people closest to him.
I want to say
That's crazy.
Isaiah Thomas has 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Is Jamal Murray as successful if he doesn't have a Jokic on his team though?
His playing style isn't necessarily predicated to it, but having a guy
Saying all the
Hold on,
rebounds,
hold on.
all the assists.
But no, I was gonna say Jokic makes everyone better by the way he's able to get the ball to them when it matters, and that's something you can't train. You just have it. And so that being said, he makes Murray better, but no amount of like perfectly timed passes is going to make your jump shot for you. And he is a jump
makes
shooter.
sense.
So
When you have a great player like that, it's going to take attention away from you.
That
If you
too.
only have one good player, they're just going to focus on you, and you're not going to be able to do
You're
shit.
not going to do shit.
look what
But-
Curry has to do to get his.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
But-
triple team him and he runs around. He sets NBA records for miles ran across court every year because he's running. That's like he has to, Jamal Murray is going to be a victim of
He's
it.
covered triple team.
Jamal Murray is going to be a victim of this. Like if MPJ doesn't take the next step, even though I think he's playing great in this playoff
Yes.
series, he's not hiking up a bunch of bricks, which is what he's known to do sometimes. Seeing that, like if MPJ doesn't blossom, a lot of teams are going to just kind of like, all right, MPJ is good for like 18 a night, but Jamal Murray is good for 30 a night, so we're going to double team him and let MPJ get his, rotate. That being said, he's going to be a victim of the Curry treatment soon. It's just like if they win an NBA championship, bro, you like who's gonna win? If you have Jokic averaging a triple double, let's call it 20, 25, 11, and 10 or something, some like modest Jokic numbers, and then you have Jamal Murray who's averaging like probably like 32 and like 6 and 5. Who is your Finals MVP?
Probably Jamal.
That's a question mark.
Yeah, Jokic has got the triple doubles.
Triple doubles are valuable, and both are. You don't win without either of them.
Yeah.
You know, Like
That'd be tough if those stats were accurate.
if something like that happens, you're gonna have some type of like right now. There's the Western Conference MVP, like the I forgot who they named the trophy after, but like the Jerry West Award.
I think it might be Jerry West.
Yeah, so you're gonna have whoever gets that because Steph got it last year. Like I would predict whoever wins that doesn't win Finals MVP.
Gotcha.
Not because they don't deserve it. It's just because they're both going off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jokic is going in. He's struggling in the fourth quarter. Not really sure why. He's just maybe passing the ball a little bit more. But we're still winning. So that's what ultimately matters. And he's a pass-first guy. And he's still playing great. He's shooting a great percentage.
Yeah.
So
the first game, I would say, after the first quarter, he was trending to have like a 40-40 game. And then he didn't score until like the fourth quarter. So that wasn't positive, per se.
Yeah. So I'm excited for sure.
We should win this series.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully in 5. If not in 5, I think 6. I don't think it goes 7 games, but we still. LeBron's hurt. LeBron's foot is injured, without a doubt.
It's not going to get better.
No, not going to get better. He's 38. Anthony Davis, I don't wish any injury on anyone, but he's been prone to have injuries.
He's a liability.
And he hasn't been injured yet in this playoffs, other than getting hit in the face.
You said we were the freshest team. We still are.
Yep.
Heat doing their thing. The Heat doing their thing.
Yeah,
Up 1.
Heat took game 1 yesterday, or no, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Now tonight.
Yep. Jimmy Butler had 6 assists, 7 rebounds, or 6 steals, 7
Jesus
rebounds,
Christ.
5 assists, 35 points. He went
6
the fuck
steals?
in, dude. He went in. Now the Celtics kind of choked that game. They were up like I think 10 points at halftime. Miami Heat scored 46 points in the third quarter. I told you all about. I told you all about Eric
Yo.
Spoelstra last week.
He's the
Halftime adjustments, bro. You score 46 points after halftime. It's not a coincidence. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
They make those adjustments. They come out and they ball.
That's crazy.
They're playing tonight at 6:30. Miami Heat versus Celtics. I have the Celtics winning this game. Celtics are heavily favored. I might take the spread on the Heat. I don't think they're going to get blown out, but I think Celtics take this game. Jason Tatum scored like I think 5 points in the fourth quarter, maybe even less than 5 points. So he needs to step the fuck up because he's fumbling the bag right now.
I'm going to say the Heat are going to win because I want them to because I placed that bet last week.
Yeah, about the Heat going to the finals.
Heat Nuggets finals.
It was at Celtics, so they stole game 1. Like they're looking good.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah. So I mean,
The series started game 1.
It's big trouble if Celtics lose again, though.
Oh,
so they need
series
to
is
win.
over.
They need to win.
if
This
Celtics lose tonight, series is over.
shit. Sweep.
Yeah, maybe not sweep, but Heat in 5 for sure.
Yeah, Heat in 5.
Well, I guess while we're on the topic, I think a valuable variable to be considered. You're talking about Eric Spoelstra. I don't even remember the name of the coach of the Celtics because Udoka.
Missoula, I think.
So after Udoka left, and they have this dude, and no one's really crediting this coach as being like that person. You guys have seen the news that like Doc Rivers got fired from Philly,
Yep.
and James Harden was
Everybody getting fired.
James Harden was a big proponent of that. He was like advocating for it, and so I mean, this is the second team that he's been on, coached
fuck
by
this
Doc
guy.
Rivers. That
Yeah,
Doc Rivers
pretty
has
much.
choked the bag.
I don't think it was Doc Rivers, bro. Joel Embiid shot 5 of 18, and James Harden played like shit. They both played like shit. And then after the game, Joel Embiid's like, yeah, me and James Harden just can't do it by ourselves. Y'all had like combined 35 points, bro. Like, what the fuck y'all talking about? Like, you can't do it by yourselves. Like,
Yeah.
if you guys didn't show up, you guys would have lost by like 20 instead of 10. Like, what the fuck? Like,
But the reason I mentioned it is I think the coaching variable has never been like, especially with the super team vibes having calmed down, the NBA kind of cracking down on that or whatever. I think that like we're really getting to see how valuable a coach can be. Obviously, coaches can't make shots for you,
Yeah.
but you can look back on like timeout schemes and things like that. And it's just like, have you seen the curse? It's like it's like 4 of the last 5 coach of the years don't work for that team anymore.
yeah.
So crazy.
Coaching, you get fired in 4 to 5 years if you don't win a championship. Like,
Championship or just even make a playoff
That's
run.
so crazy to me.
we talked about Michael Malone. I was like, if we don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, like, I think he should lose his job. And like, because we'd been to the playoffs so many times.
His job is secured as fuck.
Right now for sure, 100%. But he's been in for the Nuggets for like 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer than that. So that's rare. It was my point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of good coaches out there, but our players coachable? Like James Harden, I don't think he's coachable.
No.
He's going to do his thing. He's going to do what he thinks he needs to do.
Exactly.
And Joel Embiid, they're stars. And it's hard to coach those guys because they're so good. They're better than Doc Rivers ever was as a basketball player.
Yep.
And so a lot of these guys just get players coaches. And when these coaches try and control these stars, they don't like it and they rebel. And that's kind of what happened with James Harden. Is he was just like, fuck this guy, I'm not listening to him.
He's rumored to go back to the Rockets now.
Yeah.
Harden's still dropping buckets every night.
He did in game one. In game one, he dropped like I think 40
terrible.
points. No, he did really good in game one of the series, but then he played like shit the last couple of games. So,
speaking of tech or like random coaching, Greg Popovich, how about getting Wembanyama winning the lottery?
Wild, bro.
Yeah. If you didn't know it, they won that the NBA lottery was on what, Thursday
Yes.
or Wednesday?
Same time the Nuggets played, which would have been Tuesday.
Oh yeah. So
Tuesday.
yeah, so Greg Popovich and company get the first overall pick, which everyone knows is Victor Wembanyama. So we're looking forward to seeing him in San Antonio.
Yeah. No, when they interviewed Wembanyama, they were like, after the lottery, they're like, so how do you feel about being drafted by the San Antonio Spurs? Like, it was like he already got drafted. It was just like, everyone knows that the Spurs are going to draft Wembanyama. It was crazy.
They should do the lottery and draft in the same night because it's like they're all going to be there.
Yeah, but then you want to see where you're at,
build it up.
and then you want to scout those players. Because, like, if you don't know what spot you're at, then who are you going to scout?
I mean, I guess it does give the team more time to scout their players, but, like, we already know. Like, we knew, like, who the first he was the first overall pick. It was implied.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a couple weeks. It's like after the NBA Finals.
Same thing for, like, the Pelicans and Zion. Like, when the Pelicans got the first overall pick, we're like, oh, good for them.
Yeah.
We already knew.
Yeah, which if you redrafted that, would you pick Zion or would you pick
no.
Ja Morant?
I mean, there's
Now with the Ja Morant thing, like
Ja Morant
You know
is
what I mean?
healthy enough to play.
My man's fucking up.
he's getting suspended. I mean,
My
Probably
man's fucking
20
up.
games.
He's fucking
probably 20 games, 20, 30, who knows? Sounds like Adam Silver's pissed.
He should be because he made him the NBA. He represents the NBA basically, and by him doing these types of actions, whether we think NBA players are doing these things or not, by putting it out there on the internet for the world to see, it just makes it look the NBA looks like they condone it. If they
There's
don't
so
make
many-
these, if they don't crack down on it, then they're an accessory to this violence. And like again, I'm not trying to. This might sound like a little bit of a hasty take, but like, what if Ja Morant was doing his Instagram live scenario and then like some super incompetent like security guard or police officer saw him like flexing a gun, even though it was non-threatening. You know what I mean? We read about these stories all the time, and so you gotta just move smarter than that, bro. Like, you have a lot of kids that idolize you, whether you like it or not, even if it's just idolizing you playing basketball. So you gotta like carry yourself better. Do whatever the hell you want. Just don't let your dumbass friends record you.
Yeah.
There's been so many Ja Morant bars,
Dude.
like in rap lately. There's so many now. Like,
I mean, it's, but to be fair,
So
like,
many, bro.
he just needs to be, like, he's doing these things to himself. Like, I get it. You like to, like, that's part of your version of having fun, is including your firearms as an accessory to flex, to have fun. You're not really doing it in a threatening manner or non-threatening manner. You're just flexing that there's a firearm there. Like, I get it. Just don't do it around people who are recording you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even
yeah,
care.
his homie fumbled the bag on that one.
I don't care that you do it. I just care that you got caught, bro. Like, you look really dumb.
It was kind of hard to see in the video too. I watched the video. I was like, "Where is it?"
There's
at?
the
And I had to
pause
watch
moment.
it.
You
Yeah,
can see
I had
him
to
holding
watch
it. He's just,
Yeah.
it's just like, again, I'm like, do whatever the hell you want to do. Just don't record it, bro.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about his apology? They typed an apology into ChatGPT, and they think his apology was written by ChatGPT.
That's fire.
Yeah, pretty funny.
It's probably
I would.
true.
I would have mine written by them too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm assuming his lawyer wrote it for him. Like, that's what I would assume. So his lawyer probably just typed it into ChatGPT, which is even more funny. Like,
Yo, who cares?
yeah. No, Ja Morant's wild. I think we just
That
need to
is so
block.
wild.
We need to block NBA young boy from his phone, so he can't listen
Yeah.
to NBA young boy.
Yo, when
I
young
think-
boy gets put on, man,
I think that'd solve a lot of
shit
problems.
starts
for him.
happening, dude.
Yeah.
I thought Ja
When young boy gets put on, young boy just dropped a new album, man.
Oh fuck.
I knew when Ja hit the gritty a little too good. I was just like, oh, shit.
And that young boy song was from the new album, man. they
Yeah.
were jamming the new album, dude. I think I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that song was from the new album. Yeah.
You know.
Shout out young boy.
New gun posting coming soon from John Morant with
Bruh.
the new album.
You're hella breaded. You might as well just have a security guard who's armed, and then just dance next to him holding the gun, because at least he's
Yeah.
a paid guy. Like, don't let him flex it. Like,
That's way less cool.
Yeah, it's way less cool.
I mean, to be 100% honest, bro, there's nothing cool about flexing that you have a gun. This is America.
I agree.
This
but
is
he clearly thinks it's
This
cool.
is America, bro. Like, welcome to the club. We all got guns, bro.
Yeah.
He says, "Welcome to the club."
He must have just got a gun. And whenever you get your first gun, you're
I mean,
real cheesed
dude,
about it.
I mean, to be 100, Jaw was not
Yeah.
raised around like the hood or violence. He was raised in the burbs. You can look up like family
Yeah.
photos of him wearing like.
Stop bringing up this man's upbringing.
I'm just saying that he has. This is not.
He's overcompensating.
I'll tow in the suburbs. Oh yes,
He's overcompensating. He's
He
trying
just-
to act hard. when,
Exactly,
he
and no
had a
one-
really.
No one
Fortunate.
questions if he's hard or not, dude. You jumped over Kevin Love and almost retired him when you
Exactly.
dunked on him, but it missed. Like
Yep.
he straight up said in a podcast, if that would have went in, I might have retired. Like that's hard as can be.
Yep.
No one thinks that like you need to prove you're bulletproof, bro. Go hit like a pickup game in a vest and stop fighting 17-year-olds.
If you're a shooter like, JJ Redick and you're just shooting threes all the time, I'd understand. You'd be like, oh, I got to act like I'm tough because people think I only shoot threes. You're dunking on people. That's the most physical thing you could do.
You're yamming on
Yeah.
people viciously.
Yeah, exactly.
viciously.
Yeah.
I would say one of the
Seriously.
better dunkers in the league. With consideration to size, he's the best dunking point guard for a hot minute.
I'd say the best. I mean, he's
Since
the-
D Rose, who dunks at point guard
Exactly.
as hard as he does,
He's the closest thing to D Rose that we've seen.
and they're not
since
even
then.
like they're so different, but yeah, they're so similar.
Yeah.
I saw this meme that had me sent. They were like, "Bro, you acting wild. Give your knees to D Rose and let him
For
ball
real.
out."
Yeah, facts.
On God, bro.
Facts.
Yo,
Poor D Rose.
poor D Rose.
Just the,
Yo, that's what happens though when you go that hard. Your knees are shot. Like,
well,
that's what happens.
D Rose used to land all his layups and all his layups and dunks on one leg, and he wondered why he had knee problems. When you're like 6'2" and you're dunking on a 10-foot rim, you're falling
Landing
4.5
on-
feet on one leg at a time.
Landing on that.
Yeah.
So
Hardwood.
Literally.
can we
would.
not? Can we just take a minute to appreciate the form that the young MVP D Rose was?
Yeah. No, he was really good.
He was so scary.
Those couple years.
Do you remember when he had the beef tape with LeBron? With like,
Oh, yeah.
that shit was. I was so excited for the NBA season when that shit came out. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
We don't see those no more.
Yeah. So I want to talk about something for a little bit.
Raising Cane's?
Warriors are out of the playoffs.
Mhm.
Dave, where do the
Ooh.
Warriors go? Where do they go next season? What do you think's going to happen with the Warriors? Do you think the Warriors are still contenders? Do you think the dynasty's over? What's your thoughts?
When you got Steph, Clay, and Dre, and like especially right now, Looney, because Looney got sick, and so he wasn't even starting towards the end of the year or whatever, or end of the Lakers series that is. But like Steph, Clay, and Dre, like I feel like we're still good. Like obviously we're not the favorites, but we have so much veteran experience. Steph, I think, has proven again that he has he's right. He might be regressing in terms of his athletic ability, but he's still running all over the court, hitting all these crazy jumpers. Like he's taking more, so he's missing more. So his accuracy's gone down. But we're definitely not out. Clay played like shit. Like
Dog shit.
yeah, he played bad.
Yo, chill, Winston.
Bro,
No.
game
Yo,
6
chill,
Clay, he fucking
Hey, yo, chill, bro.
shot
If Clay-
12% from three.
If Clay
I could do
averaged,
that.
yeah, dude. If Clay averaged like 16 points a game, we won that series.
You shoot 12%
12% from three?
Yeah.
If I shoot as many shots as he did, I think so.
with all those NBA guys on you.
Well, they'd probably sag off me. You know what I mean? So if they play me like Clay, no. But if they sagged off me, then yeah.
I mean, but yeah, regardless, it definitely hurt to see them lose, but I mean, it's a consolidation trophy. Like losing to LeBron is nothing to really be ashamed of, if you ask me. So
Yeah.
I'm still like rooting against the Lakers because I hate the Lakers as a organization. Fuck them.
Damn.
They're just a hype train organization that year after year we're spoon-fed are supposed to win. Remember when Dwight went there the first time with Kobe and they're like, measure the rings. No, that didn't happen. Now did it. So I'm not a fan of the Lakers, bruh. I'm serious. I don't like the Lakers.
Dave's
and-
bringing up shit from like 12 years ago.
Yo, when was that?
That was a long time ago.
Kobe was still in the league.
And alive.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Kobe.
No, but
Fucking
no,
A.
I'm just fuck the Lakers, bro. I'm a fan of LeBron.
Damn.
I'm a big fan of LeBron. I'm just not ready for the comparisons of him to Jordan. being like he's not going to surpass Jordan to me. I'm sorry.
If he won the NBA Finals this year, I think it'd be hard to argue against it.
He's got longevity awards for sure.
Well, just having 5 NBA Finals and going to so many finals, like, I mean, yeah, he lost a lot of finals, but he went to the finals so many times. Like, are you not going to hold the times that MJ didn't get to the finals against him? But you're going to hold how many times LeBron got to the finals against him? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, if MJ lost in the first round and LeBron went to the finals, how are you going to hold that against LeBron when MJ was a first-round exit? That just, to me, is silly.
They both have first-round exit.
They have before, but MJ has more first and second-round exits than LeBron does.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but people hold it against LeBron for going to the finals so many years when instead MJ was out in the first, second round or.
Well, it's a very comparable debate, but I'm gonna lean towards eye test. Like, LeBron is the greatest athlete to ever play basketball, if you ask me. And I think the reason I say that is because, like, Jordan wasn't this good that long. Granted, the league's physicality had been subsided a bit, you know, to where, like, you're more capable of lasting in this league than prior leagues, because in the yesteryears of basketball, like hand checking and a lot of the physicality that they were kind of dependent on, because it wasn't a jump shooting league, you know. Big man basketball was kind of the domination that led the NBA for years. So that being said, there's things to be considered. Like, you can also consider I can say reasons why Jordan isn't the GOAT and LeBron is, because it's a rational debate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It goes both ways. It's just all subjective, really. If we're going to talk eras, like, the torch got passed from Jordan to Kobe to Bron, and Bron had it for a hot minute, and then he's kind of like half passed it to a couple of other guys, I would say.
I mean, I think he passed it to Steph like 2 years ago, probably.
KD had his window, but KD has proven he's not the best dude.
Yeah,
like,
definitely not.
I don't think I think a lot of people think that prime KD is more dangerous than like prime Curry, but I don't think anyone puts KD over Curry all time.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the Warriors. You think you bring back Draymond Green next season?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Well, they're gonna try to. It's gonna be. I want Steph, Clay, and Dre to all retire as Warriors. I don't ever want to see them in another uniform. If I do, I'm gonna root for them. I don't care who they're playing for. I'm gonna root for them.
Got you.
Those are my dogs. But yeah, I mean, even though Draymond had some of his woes and his moments, he had like a 20-point game. Like, he looked good in the playoffs.
I would
at times.
definitely bring back Draymond. You got to pay Klay Thompson like $47 million, I think, next year. He's not worth that at all.
What they were saying, or what I was reading, is it was gonna be a huge discount. And that being said, Jordan Poole, bro, where the fuck were you? You went from, goddamn, do we get rid of, or do we pay him, or do we pay Clay, or do we pay Draymond the season after next, to now, why'd we pay Jordan Poole? Like,
if he
doesn't snap out of this shit, he's gone before the trade deadline. I'll put money on that.
Yeah, his contract's really hard to trade. You'd have to trade him with like Jonathan Kuminga or something like that.
Which I don't want to do, but we would have to. But it sucks because some of these other dudes that are like role players within the Warriors organization, we've been so Steph oriented, because it's like, well, we're gonna ride the wheels till they fall off because he's so good. You know what I mean? It's not been the best for blossoming young players.
Yeah.
We're not an organization that's kind of fruitful for doing that. We're an organization where you might get a ring in a year or two of being here, and then you're going to go elsewhere and make your money.
Yeah. I mean, if Draymond doesn't play for the Warriors, I think it's a really good question. Do you guys make the playoffs? I think that's tough because you guys were the 6th seed this year.
What if we get like Dylan Brooks?
You guys were almost, I don't know if you want him.
I was just being sarcastic.
Yeah. You guys were almost in the play-in game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that's with everyone that was healthy this year.
Well, we weren't healthy the whole year. We had a whole slew of injuries that segmented the year. And then Andrew Wiggins being out for a huge portion took him out of basketball rhythm, even though he came back to good form.
Yeah.
He looked really good when he came back.
Yeah. I mean, Draymond missed like, what, 10, 15 games?
I don't know exactly, but I know the starting 5 of Steph, Clay, Dre, Looney, and I don't remember who our 4th was, but regardless, that starting 5, or no, it was Wiggins. With Wiggins and Looney, that starting 5 only played like 25 games together, complete the whole regular season.
Yeah.
Because one or the other of them was injured or absent for large segments.
Wiggins missed like 2 months, though.
Yeah.
So, that wasn't even an injury. That was just personal.
It was like a family emergency.
Yeah.
So, regardless, I don't think we're done. Like, this is the first time Steve Kerr didn't make the NBA Finals. in his technically he didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That did happen, but like Steve Kerr.
You said technically.
Yeah.
Well,
if they made the playoffs, they made it to the NBA Finals, but he has missed the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yes.
since he started coaching the Warriors, every playoff run he's ever been on, he went to the NBA Finals.
When they made the playoffs, yeah.
They're in NBA series right now. I believe they're like 19-1 with not in the NBA Finals. So like NBA series, basically.
Yeah.
They're
Not
obviously not
including the NBA
19-1
Finals.
because they've lost 2 series. Under Steve Kerr, they're like, I guess that would make them like add their 4 rings to the 19. So they're like 23, and then they lost to LeBron, they lost to Toronto, and then they lost to LeBron. So there you go. There's their numbers right there. They're like 23-3 under Steve Kerr in the playoffs on playoff series.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's some dynastic shit, even if the dynasty's over.
No, it's definitely a dynasty.
Yeah.
I think the dynasty's over.
It's probably
personally.
over, but I don't
It
think we're
is
missing.
over.
We're not. I don't think we're missing
Hey,
the
Dave.
playoffs.
Hey, Dave, it's over.
Yeah. But you guys had a hell of a run, and now you get fucking Mahomes for the next fucking 6 years. So, like, you're lucky as
So,
fuck,
like,
bro.
get over it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. You got something else to look forward to. You'll be all right.
One thing I must say is, I think that the war, like, let's just say if the dynasty ends today, they don't make the playoffs with that core or whatever it may be. That is the greatest single team run of basketball of our lifetime. We weren't old enough to remember Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
Kobe's rings were segmented. The Spurs have a really good argument because the Spurs
it's
have
between them and the Spurs.
exactly
In our lifetime.
In our lifetimes, the Spurs got 4. Greg Popovich got him. Technically, he got 1 on that lockout year with Steve Kerr as one of his players, and like Steven Jackson, I think, or something like that. Like long time ago, that's one of Popovich's rings. But
Yeah.
the Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, that was a dynasty.
Yeah. And then it like kind of prolonged to Kawhi, but that's
Kawhi edged it.
but there was a huge gap there, so I don't know if I really count that.
Yeah, but that being said, single team run, like they went to 6 NBA finals in like 8 years, and then they won 4 of them. That's impressive.
Yeah.
No team in our lifetime has been that consistent.
Yeah.
Like the closest thing to it, kind of you could say Cleveland because LeBron, because he took them many years in a row.
Yeah, they
won
only
one
had
of them.
one. Yeah, they only had one championship though. Miami, you could say Miami.
Also featuring LeBron.
Yeah, Miami had 2. So, but yeah, I just wanted to ask you as a Warriors fan. Yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds for the Nuggets though. Nuggets are
Finals.
The
They're-
future looks bright.
they've
2-0,
replaced the Warriors.
Yeah,
Oh, damn. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, you're in Colorado, so
Yeah,
I mean,
have,
yeah.
I have nothing. I have no distaste.
Is that your second team then?
I mean, I'm happy for the Nuggets because I'm happy, like, as a sport, like, you love watching sports teams, like, do their thing, like, that haven't won in a long time. Like, I remember back when we were in college when, like, Clemson won their first natty when we were all, like, I don't even remember who was on that team back then. Like, that was probably Deshaun Watson. Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Shout
It
out
was
him.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, shout out that fucking pedophile. No, jeez.
I don't think he's
You
that.
made it way worse.
Yeah,
than
No,
what
he's
it is.
irrelevant,
he's pretty
though.
bad though.
Say
But, like,
sex offender. Say
There
sex
you go.
offender.
Yeah,
That, well, he's a...
Well,
he's
is
a-
it even that too?
Whatever he
he
is,
assaulted.
whatever he
Sexually
is,
assaulted
he
women.
essayed some. No, essay.
Essay.
My
essay.
No, no, we
Not
got
that type of essay.
That's what we have to say.
Cervese?
Oh, okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
he essayed a couple of massage people.
Yeah.
So, but no, as a sports fan, I can't believe this got that derailed. As a sports fan, watching a team.
Shout
that-
out to Sean Watson.
Yeah, watching a team that hasn't won
God damn
win
it, dude.
for the first time ever is such a fulfilling feeling, even though it's not your team. Like, so, like when the Chiefs lost to the Bengals, I was rooting for them to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately wanted them to win the Super Bowl, even though we lost to them.
Yeah.
Which you would think is weird, but I'm like, no. I see so much of the Chiefs in the Bengals. Their fanship hadn't won a playoff game before Joe Burrow since like 1990. The Nuggets have never been to the NBA Finals.
Yep.
As a fan of basketball, you can't tell me that this isn't something worth rooting
Yeah,
for.
we need.
Yeah.
MPJ is from Mizzou, so shout out MPJ and Mizzou, but he's not
know
the he's not the cornerstone of this offense at all.
Nikola Jokic, a big fat guy in the
Bro,
second round.
how is
second
it?
round
Yeah,
draft pick?
how is a horse, like a horse farm
Let's go,
Serbian,
Jokic.
a horse farm Serbian and a Canadian, the best tandem in basketball right now in the
Yeah.
postseason?
Yeah.
And I'm just oversimplifying them to be funny.
Yeah. I mean, he
They're more than everything I just said.
used to be a jockey and then he got big as fuck.
And
And
then
like,
he-
I can't do this anymore. He's not a horse
Yeah,
big
bro.
enough.
Yeah.
Can't support that shit.
He's all just jockey and Clydesdales. It's the only ones that can fit.
Yeah.
It's a big dude.
No, but that's yeah. I want the Nuggets to do the whole. Like, as soon as the Warriors were out, I was Team Nuggets. Now I'm not gonna pretend that they're my team, and like technically, I'm a fair weather basketball fan to begin with because like I didn't watch the Warriors when Steph and Clay and them weren't playing. Why would I watch that?
Yeah.
It was a guaranteed L.
This guy.
If the Nuggets win,
Why would I watch that?
I'm going to the parade, bro. I've been a Nuggets fan my whole life. Like
That
I'm
shit would be
going-
so fire.
Going to the parade, dog. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
That's so fire.
I'll be down.
Yeah, we should go if it happens.
Oh yeah.
We
What
could
day is
vlog
it? Come on, let's do
Regardless, the Nuggets
it.
like
You know how fun that'd be?
It'd be sick.
it'd be so
Let's
fire.
climb
bro.
something together.
All I know is if this NBA
keeps
Finals
going.
is Celtics versus Lakers, I don't even want to watch because it's like those are the two winningest franchises ever.
Yeah.
So whichever one wins is the winningest
Don't
franchise
even
ever.
put that into the.
They have
come on.
equal ring count. So like, we'll never hear
I'd
the
still
end.
watch it.
If
but-
LeBron and them do this, you can already write the narrative now. First 7 seed in the finals, the winningest franchise ever. Now, the year he broke the scoring, I'm done.
yeah,
bro.
he'd be the go.
I don't want to hear it.
He would be the
Circle
goat.
him back.
That would be so crazy if LeBron
What?
just sealed his goatness.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen.
Not gonna
Nuggets
happen.
are gonna
No
win.
way. He's hurt.
Nuggets are going to the finals.
That ain't
Nuggets are gonna beat the Heat in the finals because that's what we predicted would happen.
We did predict that.
We
Bro,
did predict it.
The Jokic should do a Taco Bell commercial, like poking fun at his draft shit. That would be so fire.
What do you mean?
What?
When he got drafted by the Nuggets, there was a Taco Bell commercial, and he got drafted at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
didn't know
when
that.
That's fucked
when
up.
Jokic got drafted, the
It's fucked
screen,
up.
the what all fans on ESPN watching saw was a Taco Bell commercial.
Nice.
Jokic
That's
got
sick.
drafted during it, so if he did a Taco Bell commercial, it would be like full circle.
That'd be dope.
That'd be super fire.
We need to make that happen already.
Facts.
He needs to get paid for that.
Yeah. And Jokic, it's like pretty confirmed Jokic is the best player in the world. Now that people are actually watching him play, everyone's saying Jokic is the best player in the world. Which
Nick
is
Wright
great.
took back his hasty year of takes making fun of Jokic winning MVPs and is actually acknowledged. I stopped listening to Nick Wright for sports takes outright because of that.
Yeah.
So-
So he's backed up. He still thinks the Lakers are gonna win, but
Because he likes LeBron's nuts.
yeah, on his face.
Mm-hmm.
You're down 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Do we have any? You want to get into NFL or MMA?
Let's do NFL. R.I.P. to the real one, dude.
Jimmy B,
Good old Jims.
Arguably the greatest
I wanted to
player
pull
of
up-
all time.
Wanted to pull
running
up,
back.
How?
So-
I mean, he's old.
Yeah, Jim Brown died. I think he was 87 years old.
87.
So RIP
I
to
wanna know
him.
why.
One of the best running backs to ever play the game. He averaged 5.2 yards per carry, which is an insane. I think Jamal Charles broke his record. He played about 8 years in the NFL. He's got a movie about him. I don't remember what the movie's called, but
MVP 3 times.
yeah, played for the Cleveland Browns. It was a different era during that time, but they were all trying to
12
stop the run.
So-
Retired with 12,312 rushing yards, 106 touchdowns.
So when this is kind of a funny tidbit.
Averaged 5.2 yards a carry.
When Barry Sanders was, I don't know if it was when he retired or if when he was getting put into the Hall of Fame. I don't remember which occurrence it was, but we all are familiar with Barry Sanders, the legendary Lions running back, considered the greatest. Him and Jim Brown, Walter Payton, all considered greatest running backs ever. When Barry Sanders was having a speech given on behalf of his dad, or his dad was giving the speech for him, and first thing his dad says at the beginning of the speech, he's just like, I came up here so I could congratulate the greatest running back to have ever played the game of football. And then he does one of these. He's like, I don't think Jim Brown's here.
Yeah,
I probably butchered that, but that's essentially what he did. So,
yeah, that's funny.
badass moment, some goat shit. Like Jim Brown, if it's a shame that not a lot of people he's not a household name because of how long ago he played. But when you think about the concept of rushing the ball, there's not many evolutions of that particular position.
Yeah.
We've gotten some freak athletes that have sprinkled in some shit we've never seen before, but he would have been competent in any era of ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, back then they were always playing the run because they didn't pass back then. But also, I don't want to take anything away from them, but during that time, like they're smoking cigarettes on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And
They were.
majority of the people playing were white.
We've seen that Super
And
Bowl,
so-
like where I think it was Lynn Dawson smoking a cigarette and he's got like a Fresca pop on his feet.
Yeah.
Super Bowl halftime.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Namath would smoke too.
Imagine
Sipping
they're-
a good old Fresky.
regardless.
Fresco's still fire.
Yeah.
It is, dude.
Just shout out Jim Brown though.
Rest in peace.
Tough day.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
You guys have any Bronco news? Anything going on?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we have any football news. At all,
Wasn't
do we?
Josh? Shout out Josh was mentioning like they were still furthering their plans on potentially building like a Bronco like empire, if you will, near the
new
airport.
Stadium. Yeah, so it sounds like they're going to build a new stadium towards the airport, but it's not going to happen for like another like 2 years or
Yeah.
so. But it sounds like they're going to announce it during the NFL season.
Damn,
to
what are
get
they
some
going to
hype.
do with Mile High?
So they're renovating Mile High for this
Allow it.
season with like an $8 million package or something like that. But they're just gonna level it.
That's
What a waste of money.
That's expensive real estate, bro. You could sell that for a lot.
You could.
That's lots of money.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean it's a great stadium, but we need an indoor facility so we can hold a Super Bowl, and we got mad money, and we got a great city. We can't even hold the fucking draft, dude. Kansas City got the draft before us, bro. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
You're
bruh.
so right.
Yeah.
Where would it be though, realistically, in Denver?
In the new stadium.
in the new stadium.
No, I'm saying
now.
like if you didn't have a new stadium and they were like Denver's going to announce it, like what part of Denver would
That's why
like
we couldn't do
like where they do the Civic Center grounds or whatever the fuck it's called, where they do the
Yeah.
420 concert.
Ball
Yeah.
Arena.
That
Ball
would be like
Arena.
the only. No, it would have to be a big
Fiddler's
outdoor.
Green Amphitheater. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
It's a good venue.
yeah, I've been there, but I'm saying like where they could do it at like Red Rocks, but like that would be
Nah,
extra
not
as
enough.
fuck.
There's too many
No,
people
it's
for Red
too.
Rocks.
It's too like level. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. I just don't know where.
it's too high up,
Yeah.
man.
I mean,
Where-
that's a good.
But where exactly in Colorado would they host it outside of a new stadium? Is what
Yeah.
I was trying to figure.
Yeah, I
out.
mean that's fair. I'm sure we could find some place.
The airport.
right.
All right.
Live from DIA.
You just see fucking Roger Goodell walk out on the podium and then just,
Right.
just all the way behind him.
We just one up the Chiefs and fly in our fucking Super Bowl trophies.
Yeah. No, they come in on the back of a Saint Bernard.
That'd be fire.
Walked in.
Jokic comes in on a fucking
On a
one of
blue
those
horse.
on one of those big ass horses.
No,
Clydesdale?
a water
Clydesdale.
buffalo.
A water buffalo. That'd be even cooler.
Damn.
Deion Sanders hops up too.
Yes. This is good.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
That's what we do in Colorado.
Did you guys see? Rumor has it as Dalvin Cook is supposed to be cut.
Really?
What?
Rumor. It's rumor.
Huh?
Why would
rumor.
they cut him?
He's been injury prone because he's had
I
a.
know he's been injury prone.
He's had a
but
shoulder injury and he hasn't
Dude's-
played more than like 10 to a dozen games in a full season in like 4 years.
Last year he
Still
played
putting
great.
up yards.
He
bro.
plays good,
He
but
was like a top 2 running
but
back last year.
you got to think about it. It's the NFL's meta is not paying running backs.
That's
So,
true.
yeah, you're
it's
right.
the most easily replaceable.
You are
position.
the least. It's not
Dalvin to Denver.
That'd be sick.
Dalvin to Denver.
wherever he goes, it's going to be on some weird type contract deal because I don't see anyone really giving him the bag because of his injury and age. A lot of people are going to leverage that against him. You know, you would have like, and what teams are completely lost at running back that really need him?
Denver.
Dalvin Cook had the sixth most rushing yards last year,
It's beast.
and touchdowns had the 12th most. So like he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But like the amount of money,
Cut? To be
hold on, the
cut?
amount of money that they're giving him,
Trade
though.
is
Yeah.
and he's getting older.
Yeah, it's all about money and
Yeah, you're
can
right.
you find someone that will do better for less?
This
Or
okay,
well.
as a reference,
Near.
a 7th round draft pick named Isaiah Pacheco was the starting rusher in the Super Bowl and scored a touchdown. And then the backup who almost scored a touchdown is old ass Jerick McKinnon. So it's a very very like it's not that it's not a valuable position. It's very valuable, but it's the most obtainable position.
Yeah, if you're not top 5 running back in the league, then it's like
You're a committee.
yeah, it's exactly.
Nick Chubb, who's top 5 in the league, still had Kareem Hunt to his committee.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Which is also a free agent. He's
Kareem
not
Hunt,
even
he
signed yet.
just slowed down. I don't like. First, I was like Chiefs reunion, and then I was just like, nah, he's a liability. We call him Kareem Bunt
Damn,
Damn.
crazy.
Shout out Philip Lindsay.
in the XFL.
You're out there, dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking
He's
of
in
that,
the XFL.
yeah, he's in the XFL. He plays
Oh,
for the
Jesus.
Seattle Sea Dragons,
Oh,
but the
man.
Seattle Sea Dragons quarterback.
Rough times.
Hold
huh?
on, Seattle Sea Dragons quarterback Shane Buechele signed to the Broncos. Now, signed, you're on the 90 man. You're not quite 53.
Yeah, I think it was Ben
Or
Ben DiNucci, I think.
Oh, regardless, I knew I was going to butcher his name.
Hey,
Yeah,
congrats.
third string quarterback. Let's go.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, it's cool to see guys.
if
play
Stidham
really
doesn't
well.
do his thing.
Yeah, It's cool to see guys play really well and then get contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm a young player and a young quarterback and I'm trying to prove myself, go to the XFL, bro. You're not going to prove anything by being a backup quarterback.
Yeah, okay, that
behind
makes sense.
Mahomes. Like, what are you going to prove? Like, you're not going to get any time.
You're gonna be getting dust on your pads.
Yeah.
Did you see so like speaking of that, that's what AJ McCarron did. AJ McCarron is like
Exactly.
a 3-time national trophy winner in University of Alabama, 2-time starter, and like he's got kind of been there, done that. He's been a backup in the league for some years. Didn't really pan out. Played on a couple of teams. He wanted his kids, because he's got kids now, he's like, I want them to see me play. I don't want them to see me in uniform on the sideline and pray that our quarterback gets like hurt to where I can go in, or we blow him out and then I can go in. So he bet on himself, went to the XFL for a significant pay cut. AJ McCarron guaranteed could be a backup with not any team, but a lot of teams.
Oh, for sure.
Takes a pay cut, goes to the XFL, wins the XFL MVP award. Kind of a consolidation prize because the XFL's bracketing for their playoffs fucked the St. Louis Battlehawks. They went 7-3 in a 10-game season, and then 4-6 team made the playoffs over them. A team with a losing record made it.
It sounds really stupid.
It was really stupid. And
What are we doing?
They had this weird. They had a weird tiebreaker rule that was like it came down to division record.
3-game tiebreaker.
It was dumb. I remember as soon as that happened, I was
They're
like,
2 down.
as soon as I saw that, I'm like, all right, I'm not watching the XFL playoffs. Sounds good.
That's wild.
It's very wild. But that being said, like he bet on himself, got a bunch of playing time, and like bet your ass if he wants to go back to the NFL for more money, even if he wanted that to be a 1-year thing, he's going to if he wants to. He took a big risk because if you get injured playing and not in the NFL, that is the worst thing that could happen to you because you're not going to benefit from it. You know, like sure they'll probably take care of you. Like speaking of the XFL, the USFL is back, and like I tried to tune in for like one game because I'm like, if they have 2 spring leagues now, and the stands, bro, were so empty. I'm like, I can't watch this.
Yeah,
it's unwatchable.
Yeah, the Broncos signed an XFL player as well. We got one of their running backs. He was like a top 5 running back in the league, and we picked him up.
Yeah.
So.
There's a couple of players that came from the XFL that I'm confident are gonna like be something. Because like let's not forget Turpin, who plays for Dallas, that return specialist.
Yeah.
He was the USFL MVP. So like that was back when there was one spring league to pull from.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's positive because if you think about it, those players outside of this spring league and developing footage for themselves are not getting moments of opportunities with teams. They wait for the OTAs and the optional spring training to hope to make like a 90-man before roster cuts and then hope to get seen by a coach and make an impression. This allows them to keep their legs fresh, continue playing the game that they love, make some money while doing it, and hopefully it's basically JUCO for the pros.
Yeah. There's no minor league. NFL is one of the only sports without a minor league system.
And it needs it.
We have NCAA, but that's college. That's not minor leagues, bro.
There's year eligibilities on that. There's
Exactly.
academic eligibilities on that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's competent athletes who could not get through college, who could make it on an NFL team, who are going to be ineligible because they don't have the opportunity to prove themselves. Outside of semi-pro, like arena football, all these novelty leagues that never work, you know. We have seldom sprinkles of talent that come from those leagues, but it never matters. Like CFL, like if you're from Canada and you never went to college in North America, I guess that is North America, but you didn't go in the United States. You went to like University of Toronto or something, and then you went to the CFL. There's been people who've done that route and made it to the NFL, but I don't know. I'm a fan of the XFL. USFL is gonna die.
Yeah. One of them's going to die for sure.
You can't have both.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yep. All right.
I don't watch that.
Think we're good on NFL? Anything,
that's about all I
more
got.
NFL shit?
Should we talk about fights?
Let's do it.
Hit the
Now it's time to talk MMA.
Yep.
Because there's no one over there.
So before we get into any fights, there was a couple of big MMA announcements that we have to immediately talk about. So the biggest announcement,
Yeah, let's talk about that first.
possibly the biggest signing in terms of financial significance and significance to a company in potentially MMA history happened. It was Francis Ngannou, former UFC heavyweight champ who never lost his belt, signed with the Professional Fighting League. I'm torn.
I mean, he should have just stayed with the UFC.
Okay, so that's why I'm saying I'm torn. So here's
but I mean, go make your bag.
yeah,
he's got everything he wants. He has equity in the business.
yeah.
He's on the board. He's gonna be running PFL Africa.
He's
like
going to
his
be the
own
ambassador
little-
for PFL Africa, but
Yeah,
let's be
bro.
honest, that's you like I think that's awesome don't get me wrong, but
It's not going anywhere.
it'll take a minimum of probably 2 years before they can realize like a PFL Africa like contender series thing that they do before they have a PFL Africa thing, because they have PFL Europe now and they have the PFL like Europe. I don't know if they're independent of the PFL that we watch and they contest for their own belts. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm just gonna say good luck.
That's all I agree. So my 2 cents is
Good luck.
I think
Like-
Francis obviously should have re-signed with the UFC. You're gonna make more money doing this for sure. He was talking on the Ariel Helwani
He's getting
show.
bread.
Well, he basically said, like, Ariel asked him how many fights it was, and he was like, "Is it a 1-fight contract? Is it a 2-fight
He said
contract?"
a multiple.
He said it's about that. So let's assume 3.
I think he has 3.
That's exactly what
That's
I
what
think.
I
I think
was
it's a 3-fight contract. He's not going to be participating in the PFL seasons at all. He's a part of their pay-per-view super fight division, which just basically means they fight on pay-per-views. That's it.
And I think they put him on that because they don't want to run him through the.
They don't want to risk him losing, and they don't want him to run through 3
I mean, you got to fight 3 fights in 4 months.
something like that. Regardless, they don't want to humor that. That's dumb.
No.
So the PFL has a real
Ruin your investment.
they have a real good agenda to try to get him competent opponents to make it worth fans wanting to tune in.
I think those now that they have that, and another thing that was enacted that Francis made happen: anybody that fights Francis
Yep.
gets a minimum of $2 million.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
It's great.
unheard of.
It's because they did that because they're thinking, like, if I'm a free agent heavyweight, even if I don't think I can beat Francis, I like $2 million.
Exactly.
I'm assigned to the PFL. And how many heavyweights from the UFC heard that and are like,
Fuck.
yo,
But so
I got 1 fight left. Let me do this 1 fight and go to the PFL. Like,
Exactly.
So my stance on why this is like cool and I'm happy
That's
for him,
pretty-
but I'm nervous because, like, for one, like, there's a positive I'll say before I get into the negatives. A positive is he is now in some respects going to be aligned, whether it's in the same room or not, with Jake Paul. And Jake Paul, as far as marketing is concerned, is a fucking wizard, and we cannot knock him because we must talk about him. So that being said, I think that was explained onto the agent of Francis as to being advantageous towards his boxing career. You have a guy who gets whatever boxing novelty fight he wants.
yo, can
get
you
money.
imagine on the same card a Jake Paul fight?
Oh
and
yeah,
Francis
that'll
fight?
happen. That would almost
Wow.
certainly happen if
I didn't even
Francis
think about
if
that.
Francis does boxing. He's gonna have the promotional savvy Jake Paul and company to help him make it happen and market it, which is awesome. But that's a positive.
That would be so huge.
So here's the
That
negative.
would be so-
Here's the negative we got to address.
MVP gets with Francis on a boxing bout. Wow.
So the
That's like
the negative though that I have to immediately spot is, did you even hear the last numbers pay-per-view buys for the last PFL pay-per-view that happened? I don't even remember when.
fuck no.
You want to know? It was like, bro,
5,000?
it was like 8,700 buys.
Yeah.
Less than 10,000 buys on a
Who
pay-per-view
was
is
fighting though?
I couldn't even tell you, bro. But the reason I address that is
Yeah.
this brand has not yet developed enough traction for a pay-per-view. Francis being on your pay-per-view will
I
definitely
don't know how
get
they
it
got the
some.
money to pay Francis like this.
Nobody knows. They had a huge.
I think they got a lot of good investors.
No, their reports last year was huge financial losses, and that's because they're paying their like 5-10 fighters $1 million every year at the end of the year, and they're on ESPN
That's
Plus.
not good for
Which
business.
is it's great for
It's awesome.
fighters.
Yeah.
It's
not good
wonderful for
business.
fighters. It's terrible for business, and this is
Yeah.
kind of like.
But the UFC is making so much money, bro. Like, they need to pay their fighters. Like, you're saying
know.
you want Francis to risk his fucking life, like, for $500,000 if he wins and he's a champion? And
I agree.
can get $20 million for 3 fights, guaranteed? Bruh, sign me the fuck up for that.
Yeah.
I'm not risking my life and my fucking ability to make $500,000 if I win a championship fight. Like, that's just crazy, bro. Like, in golf, they had the whole, like, fucking LIV shit. And that was great. And the PGA paid their players more. Like, the UFC needs to step the fuck up, bro.
Step it
Like,
up.
don't be greedy.
Now,
Like, you need to change.
a couple of cool tidbits to.
They made their biggest financial year last year too.
UFC?
Yeah, they made so much money last year.
Bro, just
So,
like,
so much money.
these guys
So
are gonna have
crazy.
CTE. Like, do you want to be a legend or do you want to be rich? Like, cool. Yeah, it's cool to be a legend, but these people aren't gonna pay your bills, bro. Like, a fan of yours isn't gonna be like, yeah, I'll give you like $5,000 because you're cool. Like, no, they're not. When you're 60 years old and you're fucking Muhammad Ali, fucking shaking all crazy, like, you got to pay those bills.
The only counter argument that the UFC has is the UFC is such a marketing beast that your out of combat opportunities will be much greater because of the amount of eyeballs that they attract.
And it's like we're comparing Kleenex to every other.
Yeah, Kleenex to any other tissue,
Damn,
Q-tips
this
to any other
guy
cotton
is
swab.
looking spiffy.
Looks like
what?
you look like you're gonna sell me a Bible on a
Is it
fucking
because it's your
10-speed.
birthday? Why's your tie so fucking long? It's touching your cock. Yo,
But-
yo.
so,
Big ass tie.
It's a long tie, my man. You might want to double up the knot on that one because that thing is touching your nutsack, and I don't think it should be. Yo, it smells good in here, though. I ain't gonna front.
So,
But back to the hit it. Now it's time to talk MMA.
Now it's time to talk MMA.
We've been due.
so I think the fact that he ultimately didn't sign to one, he claims he never even spoke to Dave Feldman from BKFC.
I did see that Dave being all shisty and skeezy about it.
Allegedly, he was supposed to have some type of talks with Bellator, but I think that was just being political to say
Bellator
that.
don't got the money for that.
Well, I just think they talked to say they tried to get him,
they
to
said
to
that, but
appease
they didn't
people,
even ask. Yeah.
obviously. But no, he definitely talked to ONE FC, and they said no
They
because he
didn't wanna
wanted too
give him-
much.
They didn't want to give him equity.
They offered him $20 million.
They offered him.
They did
$20
offer
million
him.
for 2 fights.
Yeah, so he said no,
2 fights,
and so
and he said no.
so
Francis wants more.
he-
That's the
well,
thing. He wants the equity. He
ONE
wants
FC
the board.
probably wasn't humoring his boxing, but ONE FC was probably like, "Hey, buddy, we have like a heavyweight kickboxing championship you could contest for, and no one can take you down, bud."
What's crazy on this whole thing is Francis he's on the board for the rest of his life. Like he
for what-
secured his future with the PFL for
Which
the
is
rest of his life.
good.
But is the PFL going to be around 10 years from now?
So, okay, one thing to be mentioned.
I don't know.
But he's only a 3-fight contract, right?
Yeah,
As we
but
know.
that's the 3-fight contract for his fights.
Yeah.
That's separate from him owning pieces of PFL
the equity.
and being on the board for PFL Africa, like the
so
ambassador for PFL Africa.
I think though the fact that he didn't come to terms with ONE, didn't they didn't negotiate successfully with the UFC, even though he clearly wanted out just to
I
play
think
the
he was-
market. The fact that he went to PFL at this point and not one boxing announcement has been made tells me this was Plan C, my guy. This was
It
not
was
Plan A.
Yeah, Plan A was fighting Tyson Fury.
So that's what
That
I'm getting.
was
Listen,
Plan
this
A.
is what I'm getting to. So a lot of people were
That was Plan A.
optimistic when he was like talking about how like he's looking to have a boxing bout this year and they haven't announced it. They haven't announced it because there's just no terms. He's probably coming to these undefeated fighters, near undefeated fighters, Deontay Wilder. Like, all these,
he said on the interview that they were really close to Deontay Wilder happening.
and then he just announced the fight.
But then Deontay announced his fight to.
So,
yeah.
but what I think that the deal is like Francis wants competent heavyweight boxing purse, and all of because they have to agree to purse numbers where it's like 60-40, 50-50, 70-30, etc. I don't think anyone's going to ever agree with Francis because they're gonna say to be like, dude, if I beat you, I beat a 0-0 boxer. If I lose to you, I lost to a 0-0 boxer. It is not fair to me to leverage equal pay because I have everything to lose. You're going to hurt the ethos of my career if I lose to you. And if I beat you, people are just going to say I fought a can or an incompetent professional, like at that level boxer. So those fighters are going to say to Francis, like, yo, I want 80-20.
And now Tyson's chirping at John Jones.
All this ego shit, bro, about it's gonna affect my career. If you're not the GOAT, who gives a fuck? Like
this is the reason this matters, though, as lame as it sounds, is when in boxing you have to cherry pick these bouts because if you can manage to go like the difference between like what Ryan Garcia has achieved, which has been amazing, he just lost his first bout, versus the likes of like I don't know, Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, who's completely undefeated, like. Those once you hit those like 20, once you're like 25-0 or whatever the number is, your next bout is always worth so much more than the last, and so they look at it from a financial point of view. Why would I risk my O to you if I'm not getting such a bag that I can't say no? And that's why they're negotiating that
you
way.
just get paid a lot more if you have 0 losses.
The favorite fighter almost always gets paid more. Like if you look at all the contracts that Floyd was in, he was making like 60-40, like even when he fought Manny Pacquiao, if not more. And that's just because his promotion has eyeballs to it. They have negotiation leverage because they're like, hey, y'all want to see me lose. They're not tuning in to see you win, tuning in to see me lose. That's kind of how it ends up being. Francis has to learn, like the political dynamic that is the boxing landscape. He's learning the hard way, like, oh, fuck, like I was told I could go box by my manager and make guaranteed $20 million one bout, no questions asked. And it's like, actually, you can make like 30% of that because he's going to take the 70. So it sucks. There's a reason he hasn't got a boxing bout yet. There's a reason he went to the PFL.
He says
he had to,
but he's in works right now. So
I'm confident he's going to get one done.
Pretty sure he has something.
It's not going to be who we think.
Pretty
it is.
much done and pretty much signed because he's waiting to announce. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
I mean, I'm excited.
The way he was talking about it in the interview, like it sounds like they're getting shit done.
I mean, but you would also want people to think that because you want people to tune into the bout that you're confident will happen. You know,
the PFL is completely hands off with Francis's boxing career.
So a real quick,
that's cool.
A real
UFC
quick
is not right.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you're
they
Conor,
wouldn't even let him go box. That's
Yeah.
why he left. Like he wanted to box, and that was like kind of a big point.
A confirmed rumor that's happening right now, we don't know what the legitimacies are, is PFL was looking or inquiring to buy Bellator. Don't know if you saw that.
That was old news too. That's been news for months.
Well, yeah, they've been on the radar.
Since
Bellator has been on the radar to be sold for a hot minute, and it's not because they are looking to sell. It's more like they just kind of have a valuation, and it's worth significantly more than what it was when Scott Coker took it over to begin with. So they're kind of looking for someone to lead the initiative financially, because if they get a new investor, they can potentially just make it bigger. So,
yeah.
But if the integration of Bellator and PFL,
what would you do if UFC is just all just chomps up Bellator, just
a comment.
Okay.
A comment I wanted to make though that I thought was interesting is
hilarious.
So PFL, I think we can mutually agree in North America is the third biggest MMA organization behind Bellator. So it's like UFC, Bellator, PFL, just North America. Not ONE FC is the biggest outside of UFC, but just in North America. So Francis going to the PFL and not coming to terms with the UFC, that would be like, I don't even have a good analogy for that, you know? Like, that would be like if...
It'd be like Mahomes going to the XFL for the Seattle Sea Dragons.
Or like...
For a like amount of money.
Yeah, or like LeBron going to like some Canadian basketball league for a hell of a lot of money.
For like 20 times the amount that he would normally get.
Yeah, like we've never seen I keep saying or stuttering. We've never seen a heavyweight champ who didn't lose his belt walk off into the sunset and go into a lesser competitive organization.
Because most of the time, the best organizations pay the most. Like, no one's competing with the NFL as far as how much money, because they're making so much money. Like, the fact that the UFC is not paying their fighters so much, and this has been my fucking viewpoint from day one. I've been like, you got to pay your fighters more. And Jake Paul said that. And, like, I just, there's no competition. And that's why the UFC is not raising their shit. And so they need to get it figured the fuck out. Like, I don't know.
There's a lot of variables, and I completely agree with your sentiment. But if you think about these other companies like Bellator and PFL, they have big budget fight purses, but they have low, like the amount of fighters on their rosters are low. They have low roster counts to compensate. The UFC has way more on their roster, which gives them the opportunity to pull from other talent like the Paddy Pimblints, the Sean O'Malley's, etc. But it's like give and pull. You know what I mean?
It's like comparing Kleenex to great value tissue. Bro.
Hearing Francis is making hearing Francis made $500K that last bout, like
600. It was 600.
600 or whatever the case may be. That's
Still
disgusting. Jorge Masvidal was making like $2 million about ever since he got the call up to fight Marty on short notice. So
Paulo Costa was claiming he makes $1 million a fight.
And he's not lying. I guarantee he was. He's renegotiated with the UFC twice. He just signed a new contract and has a fight announced that I was going to mention here shortly.
Oh, yeah. They announced a lot of fights lately.
So there's a whole card that Dana White...
292.
Yeah, so this card had no confirmed bouts on it before, like, Wednesday. And then Dana went live on Facebook, made a Facebook page.
You know why?
I invited you to it because I didn't know how to share it. So if you got that...
okay, yeah, I got the invite.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. It wouldn't let me just share it, but...
You know why Dana announced all this shit? He's like, fuck, Francis signed with PFL. We got to announce some shit. Like,
this isn't even... like, okay, so I'm going to go from the bottom up. So, UFC 291 is the card. Not 292, my bad.
They announced stuff for 292 as well, though.
Okay, so on 291, these are all recently announced fights. The main event has some funny circumstances to it, but so we got Deryk Lewis is taking on Marcos Rogerio de Lima. That should be a barn burner. Two heavyweights going at it. That's not going the distance. We have Wonderboy Thompson taking on Michelle Pereira.
That's gonna be a
the
good fight.
spinny dude with the man bun.
That's going to be a good fight because he's a striker too. He is not very much of a grappler.
No, so Wonder
So-
Boy. That like.
Let's go, Wonder Boy.
Now speaking of
Knock
Wonder
his ass
Boy
out
and
at
Wonder Boy,
42.
speaking of Wonder Boy and Wonder Boy's last opponent, we got Kevin Holland taking on Michael Chiesa. That
That's
should
gonna
be
a good
great.
fight.
They
That's going to be a good fight.
they can both grapple their asses
Holland.
off.
I got Holland on that one.
That should be wonderful. Shout out Tony Ferguson still doing the damn thing against Bobby Green. That is
Flips
not
his
a
truck.
That is not a fun fight to come back to, bro.
Fun fact on Bobby Green: he's in the pending or he's in the works of changing his name. Does anybody want to guess what his new name is going to be? It is one word. He's not going to have
Money?
two. No, it's close. King.
Fire.
It's just King.
That's weird.
What are you,
Why?
Seal?
Why is it weird, dude?
What are you, Seal?
What are you, Seal?
Are you Nene? Like,
His
what's going
name's
on?
King, bro. He's gonna be named King.
Who just changes their name to King?
Him. It's
Yeah.
Bobby Green, dude.
That's
He doesn't like Bobby
where's
Green
this guy
anymore.
from?
Where is Bobby Green from?
He's from Arkansas.
I don't
Good
even
question.
know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
He's
weird.
obviously from royalty.
He's
Just
from the
weird.
United States of America, bro. That's all
Yeah,
that matters.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed king is just
But
weird.
this is a huge
me.
fight for him because, like,
I mean, it's not self-proclaimed. It's given by the government.
Requested by him.
Yeah.
And then given.
Per request, but it is then granted by government.
Yeah.
every time he votes, that vote tallier is just going to be like, shh, 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 shh. Did he forget his name?
Yeah.
It's
But no,
just King.
So yeah, Bobby Green taking on.
I didn't.
Tony-
Who knew that was available?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
I
you would think it'd be
can
taken by
have
now.
whatever name you want. There's not only one.
Even
king.
if it's oh really?
Yeah, they can be
Yeah.
two kings.
That just sounds stressful.
Yeah.
That sounds like an error will happen later on.
Well, after that, we have, as mentioned previously, we got Paulo Costa taking on Ikram Aliskerov, which is a freaking murderer.
Which is a
dude.
murderer. Yeah, he's coming off the Dana White Contender Series. I'm pretty sure.
So one thing that's
Not straight off of it, but that's where he started.
interesting fact, did you know that Paulo Costa has like a record for like the most random drug tests in like a set amount of time?
Yeah.
And that's why every time he does his weight cuts and press
Secret
conferences,
juice.
he has his secret juice bottle. It's hilarious. This man is so shredded and cuts so much weight. It doesn't seem natural that he could ever weigh 185.
It's crazy.
Like, this dude probably walks around at like 215 after having lost 5 pounds. This isn't even an exaggeration. So him making 185 is mind-boggling.
He's also a meme lord. Check
Yeah.
out his Twitter.
He's funny.
Best Twitter.
He's
ever.
funny.
He's hilarious.
After that, the most exciting bout I think that they named, and this one has me stoked. You got former light heavyweight champ Jan Blachowicz taking on former middle.
Blachowicz, dude. Come on, dude. Blachowicz.
Cool. He's taking on.
Jesus Christ.
I don't claim to know names very good. I butcher them constantly, you guys. So
Who are you talking to?
you.
Oh.
So so we got Jan taking on Alex Pereira, the one who just lost to Izzy very, very recently.
Peter Jan?
No,
Oh, Jan who?
Blachowicz.
Oh. I don't know why that's so funny.
Okay, well, either way,
Because he was talking about someone completely different at this point.
regardless though, you got the former
You said Pereira and you're all Peter Jan.
we got the former 205-pound champ welcoming the former 185-pound champ to the 205-pound division. And get this, if he can beat Jan, if Alex beats Jan, that will,
Blachowicz.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
If Jan loses, this will be another notch in the controversy between Izzy and Alex, because this is the man that gave Izzy his first loss in MMA was Jan Blachowicz.
Okay, not Peter Jan.
Yeah.
He says Blachowicz.
Yeah, so regardless, so like this is kind of interesting because he's going up in weight to the guy who greeted Izzy to the 205-pound division, happened to be for bigger circumstance at the time. But if he beats him, that kind of adds to the trilogy in a weird way. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's like rock, paper, scissors. He beat the guy that beat him, but he lost to
Yeah.
him.
But MMA math doesn't work, right?
It doesn't work, but it's interesting. It's just very interesting.
It's cool to look at.
The way this could manifest is, let's say Pereira goes up to 205, has a muck, ends up being the 205-pound champ in like a couple fights.
Hell no, not
Which
gonna
I don't think will happen either, but let's just humor it. UFC will be able to market him versus Izzy again at 205. And a lot of people would want to see it, let's face it. So that's kind of like future puppet master MMA market mastermind shit that probably won't happen. But worth considering. And then the main event. very silly that this is the circumstance. So Dana White announced, okay, Jorge Masvidal has retired, even though he lost like every fight since he won that BMF belt. The BMF belt is now vacant. And so the vacant BMF belt will be contested for in the main event of 291 in a great fight, a rematch between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. It's their second bout. Their first one was an absolute war. Dustin won. It was very back and forth. Great fight. Must see. So I'm excited for this fight to happen. It could be a main event. It being a main event makes it 5 rounds. The BMF belt, to me, is UFC's way of saying to ESPN, we're fighting for a belt this card. Tally that on our score sheet, because you know they get paid guaranteed money no matter what if they contest a belt.
True.
This is what this is.
That's so true.
They would have
I didn't even think about
the
that.
UFC would have contested that belt many times over if that wasn't the case. If not, like, I don't know. I like how
They
Michael
needed a title fight. There's your title fight.
So there's fights this weekend,
makes sense.
and Michael Johnson's fighting this weekend. Michael Johnson beat Dustin, and then he welcomed Justin Gaethje to the UFC. Dropped him in the first round. Wild fight. Ended up losing via like a TKO. He wasn't like knocked out. He was just like tired and fucked up. And Justin Gaethje is no bum. But these two like fighting for this belt is so meaningless. This fight is equally cool without the belt. It's gonna be 5 rounds. It's gonna be main event. It's must see TV. But you throw this arbitrary belt back into play.
He did it for marketing. That's why.
He did it for marketing, and he did
marketing.
it. He clearly did it in my mind for marketing and for
the
the
ESPN
ESPN. I don't think if they really cared about that BMF belt, they would have treated it like its own independent title, and Jorge would have contested
It
it
would
by
have just
now.
been passed off a few times.
He would have gave it to Marty, and Marty would have gave it to Leon or whoever. Like that just is what it is. So I think that it's silly that they're doing this
that's
for
crazy.
that. Like, good for you, dog. Like, BMF belt, I guess. I don't think that belt matters at all. Like,
That's just stupid. They didn't even make it up, right? Didn't Jorge Masvidal make it up?
no, it was when Jorge got called out by Nate Diaz. He said, he's like, I want to fight you. He's like, West Coast motherfucker, East Coast motherfucker. I want to find out who's the baddest motherfucker in the world, and then BMF belt.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited, I guess. But
Let's talk about the O'Malley fight, dude.
oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
That was announced too. O'Malley will be fighting for the title against Aljamain Sterling August something.
It's soon.
It's
I'm
in
on the UFC.
August.
I'm on the UFC.
It's in
page.
August,
I'm
okay?
scrolling.
Sean O'Malley, that's who I'm rooting for. He's gonna be a big underdog, but we got it, baby. Come on.
UFC
Sugar for the title.
July 8th, UFC 290 is gonna feature Volkanovski versus Rodriguez. So we'll see if Rodriguez, if he can unify the belt or if he's gonna face the fate of most people when they
Lots
fight.
of good fights getting announced.
And then you got Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja 2. That should be a good fight. Big Brandon Moreno fan. What else got announced? There's some other ones.
Stuff. There's a bunch of stuff announced on that Sean O'Malley card.
UFC returns to Salt Lake City July 29th. That's that 291 bout. That would have been a card that if they would have announced that long enough ago, we could have dreamed of attending that. Because that's kind of close. That's probably the closest UFC is going to come to Colorado for the foreseeable future, sadly. So
Fucking pussies.
I know. One comes out here and needs
August
people in the
19th.
head, like,
Yeah.
August 19th.
August
That's when
19th.
Suga and Aljo will fight.
Good shit.
I don't know. If Suga can prevent Aljo from getting close to, because let's face it, Aljo's not going to want to run up and try to take him down because he's going to see some fast, sharp limbs getting thrown his way. So his strategy, like the way he fought Cejudo, he cannot fight Sean, minus the takedowns, of course. Now, that being said, what hope does Sean O'Malley have on any takedown defense when Cejudo got taken down by homie? And Cejudo's an Olympian. And I low-key think that if Aljo says, I'm taking you down, Sean, there's nothing you can do about it, Sean better hit him with some back-of-the-head elbows or something, because it's going to be really boring. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to contest it whatsoever.
We're going to see what happens, man.
But if O'Malley does it, bro, I'm going to go nuts.
Because the thing is, Aljo thinks he's got that striking like that.
He doesn't.
Like,
he looked really
he
good in
thinks
his last fight.
He did. Look
But
good.
that will not touch O'Malley. O'Malley will not get hit
He's
with
longer.
one strike.
He's longer than Aljo.
He's longer. His spatial awareness is so much higher. Like,
Aljo gets that back, though. It might be.
Sean O'Malley
night.
throws
Iron.
spinning back heel kicks.
Yeah.
Like, that's how accurate this man is.
I'm
Like,
just. If he gets that back, it's over for Sean.
that's facts.
Which sucks, but whatever. I can't wait to watch it because I'm going to be betting for Sean. I ride with that man.
There's a
He's
UFC
the
card Saturday.
Yes,
Angela Hill versus.
Let's talk about Rosenstruck Almeida real quick, though.
Mackenzie Dern. That was boring as fucking shit card. It was just like I was barely paying attention. It was kind of an earlier card. Rosenstruck got dealt with super fast.
Let's talk about Jessica Rose Clark getting submitted in the third round. Now not in the UFC anymore. Bye-bye.
Ian Gary was the highlight of that card.
Hell yeah. The second fight, we had Brian Battle getting a 14-second knockout in the first round.
What was that homie's game plan? That homie that he was fighting against? That homie he was fighting against ran across the cage and was throwing, like, technically sound punches with zero defense.
And then Brian was all bink.
Yeah, back to the cage, back to the cage. Like,
knocked out.
Eat that.
Then we had Mandy Bohm beat Ji-Yoon Kim by a decision. Then we had Douglas Silva de Andrade take out Cody Stamann by decision. Carl Williams won a decision over Chase Sherman. Chase Sherman not in the UFC anymore. Feature prelim. How about Matt Brown knocking out Court McGee, though?
42 years old,
42.
ties Deryk Lewis for the most knockouts in UFC history.
Wow. So fire. Shout out Matt Brown.
And Court McGee is a dog.
He is.
Ultimate Fighter winner.
I don't think he's ever been stopped like that.
His last fight, he got stopped.
Never mind.
He got stopped in his last 2 bouts, sadly.
Never mind.
Those are the only 2 stoppages that I'm aware of for him in the UFC.
Then we have Tim Dirty Bird Means losing to submission via Alex Morano.
They were really respectable.
And they were throwing. The thing with Alex, bro, he got hands, and then everybody forgets that he's a wrestler, and then he takes you down and submits you. And that's exactly what happened. Right after that, we had Carlos Olberg knocking out Ihor Poteria, and it was more of a TKO.
Yeah.
But 9-1 for Carlos Olberg in the light heavyweight division. Very nice. Now let's talk about what you brought up. Ian Gary, 12-0 against Daniel Rodriguez.
Another dog.
17-4, another dog, but getting dropped by that head kick. Perfect head kick right in the neck.
Did you see
dropped him and then TKO?
Did you see his interview like the night before the fight where he explained to someone how he literally said what he was gonna do?
Yeah, he called it.
He straight up was just like, yeah, I'm gonna feint, or I'm gonna hit a feint and then head
it wasn't
kick
even
the
the night
opposite
before. It was
side.
like a week and a half before.
He just straight up said what he was gonna do and then did it. Like that is some like Conor McGregor before he came to fame shit.
And he is from Ireland.
Exactly. So that's why I mentioned it.
This is an Ireland guy right here. Connor.
This next bout, like,
it was a good fight. I thought it was a good fight. Johnny Walker versus Anthony Smith. Anthony just couldn't do it, dude.
That fight. Well, okay. One thing.
Johnny Walker looking good.
That fight made me really like sad because reason being there was a moment in the fight where out of nowhere with no context, Anthony Smith can be heard saying like. He's like, you're taking something from my family or something like that. And some people were speculating that he
says you're attacking my family.
Some people were speculating that that was some type of PTSD that he incurred from that home intruder that happened years prior, which that was a turning point in his career.
It was a turning point in his career.
After he lost to John in a very good bout when he was looking like a world beater, he had a home intruder, for those who don't know. A guy broke into his house.
Methed up.
And he tried to fight him and like beat the shit out of him. And he said he couldn't sleep him. And he said he was elbowing him. And like... Anthony Smith has gone on record as saying that messed with his psyche because he's like, I'm supposed to be a top 5 205er in the world, and I'm fighting a bum off the street, and I can't even sleep him. And that completely killed his psyche. Like, he thought he could sleep anyone. That happened, and he's looked, like, other than, like, moments, he's looked not the same. Like,
yeah.
He just looks
people
like...
on meth, it's hard to sleep.
He's also he's older now. Like, he's been in it
But
forever.
He fought, like, remember when he fought Glover? Like,
yeah.
When he's fighting Glover,
knocked Glover's teeth out.
Glover was... like apologizing to him, and like
no, who knocked out who?
I don't even remember. I just remember like
Anthony knocked out.
I'm just worried about Anthony Smith. I don't know if like you're attacking my family was like I said, like a repressed PTSD moment from that happening, or if like that was just him trying to say like you're attacking my family by trying to like beat me.
I just loved it because Johnny was all what, and then he said it again. He's all huh?
Yeah, like Johnny Walker didn't talk shit to him or provoke him or anything in the cage that would have led me to believe that they would shit talk each other. Anthony Smith is a really upstanding dude, but that moment made me really sad. And the announcers, like, they really honed in on it when they heard it. They were talking about it all kinds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right after that, we had jail. And what sucked is I kind of missed this card. I'm not going to lie.
It was an early card.
It was an early card, and that's why I missed it. I caught the last 2 fights. Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker, and Jairzinho Rosenstrike losing to Jailton Almeida.
It looked just like when Cyril Gane lost to Jones, pretty much.
Yeah.
Took him down and just looked lost.
And, I mean, we had Jailton Almeida sitting at a minus 145 via submission win. So, I mean.
Well, everyone knows who he is now.
Yeah. Got it. I mean, Jailton Almeida's on a tear. they say he's not a heavyweight, but he keeps taking out all these heavyweights.
Facts.
We'll see what happens.
While we're here, I want to take a quick sec to mention Fabian Edwards beat Gegard Mousasi and is now going to fight against Johnny Evelyn for the Bellator middleweight belt.
I forgot about that.
Super excited. So Fabian Edwards is Leon Edwards' brother. I believe it's his younger brother.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, younger brother fights Bellator. That'd be cool. Brothers in different organizations with belts, but I don't think Johnny Evelyn's losing anytime soon.
Johnny Evelyn ain't losing that belt, man.
I feel like
Johnny's grinding that man out and taking him down.
I feel like Johnny Evelyn is gonna like fulfill his Bellator contract and then walk into whatever organization he wants.
That'd be cool to go see him in the UFC.
He would run amok in the UFC.
He would run a fucking muck, dude.
I legitimately think Johnny Evelyn is a top 3 middleweight on planet Earth.
I agree.
So, and we'll never know, kind of, because he can't go fight UFC guys. But that being said, Fabian Edwards, Johnny Evelyn, I can't wait to see that. That's taking place in Dublin, Saturday, September 23rd. So that fight has been announced. I want to say it's in like a month. You have Patricky Pitbull fighting Sergio Pettis, trying to be the first 3-weight champ in like major MMA organization history. So that's some history.
That is history right there, man.
It's a short ways away. That fight card that we saw last week with Bellator had Douglas Lima on it, so got to see a little bit of him again. He's another one of those world beaters.
I had forgotten about that card.
He won a
We didn't
UD.
even talk about that card last week.
It was, to be honest, I kind of forgot it was happening because I was out of the loop. We had a lot to catch up on, but MMA is looking really good right now. I'm trying to think
next
of
UFC card. Let's talk about that.
the Mackenzie Dern,
Dern versus Hill. Yeah, I'm honestly only going to talk about the main card, just for time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that though. We got Diego Fiera taking on Michael Johnson. You talked about him earlier.
Michael Johnson
He's starting out the main card.
Michael Johnson has fought legitimately everybody.
Yeah.
He's fought the top 10
Everybody.
of like the last 2 generations of top 10s at his weight.
Let's talk about his record though. 22-18.
He's got a lot of losses.
22-18.
But that's what happens when you fight the greatest. And he TKO'd Dustin Poirier, who's fighting for a BMF belt. And he's damn near TKO'd Justin Gaethje, who's fighting for a BMF belt.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see he has more losses than the guy he's fighting has wins.
Yeah.
Like,
He's the underdog.
The guy he's fighting or Michael Johnson?
No, Michael Johnson's
By how much?
Plus 134. So not by much, but still the underdog.
That's still underdog. I would place the bet on Michael Johnson to win this fight. I don't know this Diego Fiera guy. Maybe he's a goon. Let's see.
Sounds like he's a submission specialist. It says plus 240 for
Yeah.
him to win by submission.
Well, he's coming off of 3 losses last year. He did not win a fight in 2021. Didn't fight in 2022. His last 3 fights are a loss to Beneil Dariush via decision, getting knocked out by Gregor Gillespie, and getting knocked out by Mateusz Gamrot.
So I'm scrolling
I got Michael Johnson in this one.
because there's a lot of scrolling. But Michael Johnson has fought, and this is just in the UFC. These are just significant names. Tony Ferguson, Danny Castillo, Miles Jury, now Bellator fighter, Joe Lozon.
Does Jury even fight anymore?
He does. Joe Lozon, Gleison Tebow, Melvin Gouillard, Edson Barboza, Beneil Dariush, Nate Diaz, Dustin Poirier, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Justin Gaethje, John
Khabib made that man look silly.
John Elkin. No, he almost dropped Khabib.
He did. He's the only man to wobble him.
Only man in Khabib's career to really put him in a moment of uncertainty.
I forgot he wobbled him.
Yeah.
He's still, but
so-
guess what happened after that, though?
He took him down. And he's like, "Brother, you must submit."
and submitted him. Yeah.
But no, after John Elkins, I want to say, Andre Feely, Artem Lobov, Josh Emmett. I don't know who that one or Clay Guida.
All this is just telling me that
Malarkey and Diakese. He's fought everyone.
He has, but all this is telling me is you can't lose to this guy.
All that's okay.
This guy's coming off of 3 losses,
listen.
2 of them knockouts, and if you lose to this guy,
Michael Johnson.
hang him up, man.
Dare I say? Hold on. Hot take. Dare I say Michael Johnson might be one of the most successful, not outright, but successful.
if
Hear me out.
successful
You gotta
is
let
the
me
right
finish. You gotta let me finish. One of the most successful journeymen. He's a journeyman.
Yeah.
You want to know who's the most successful journeyman? It's Michael Bisping. We all saw it.
I love Michael Bisping so much.
Who doesn't? But no, I'm just saying. I had to
would
give
agree.
Michael Johnson. He trains with Chandler and Usman in Tennessee. He's from St. Louis, Missouri. I was a fan of him on The Ultimate Fighter. I'm a fan of him as a fighter in general. He's never in a boring fight.
I agree.
So sorry, I had to talk about my dog.
Let's hope he wins, though.
I got him
because he can't lose this fight to Diego Fierro. I mean, that's bad.
Yeah,
22-19, losing to a guy that's coming off of 3 losses. 2 of them are knockouts.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Michael. You got to win this fight. You have to win this fight. All right, going on. Andre Fialho taking on Joaquin Buckley. I don't know who's taking this one. We got a 16-6 Fialho taking on a 15-6 Buckley. I don't know, man.
Buckley's not, other than that spinning back face kick that he got
will never happen again.
Yeah, when they caught his leg and he kicked him. Other than that, he hasn't really looked good.
Fialho's looking good too, honestly.
He's the favorite right now.
I'll never forget
I would agree.
I'll never forget when Kevin Holland told Joaquin Buckley to wipe his booger.
Yeah.
When they were like mid-fight, because Kevin Holland talks the most shit.
See, because, I don't know. Fialho is actually coming off of 2 knockout losses.
Yeah, I think they're both.
He got knocked out by Jake Matthews, and he got knocked out by Muslim Salikov.
Yeah, it's looking bleak.
Looking bleak right now.
It's a
he knocked out Cameron Van Camp. Who's that though? You know,
facts.
Minus 270.
He's a kill or be killed guy. What is the odd for not going the distance?
Minus 270.
Oh, that's what you. Okay,
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good parlay piece right there. I could see it going the distance though, because I've seen Joaquin Buckley go the distance multiple times. Let's talk about Emily Ducote versus Lupi Godinez. Lupi's back. I really don't know who to go for this fight. It's a catch weight.
Favorite's Lupi at minus 150, but barely.
That's a barely.
Yeah.
I mean, Ducote's coming off of, I don't know, 4 canceled bouts before getting this fight. 3 canceled bouts. Ducote just lost a decision to Angela Hill, but beat Jessica Penne in a decision. I want to say this is going to a decision for sure.
Yeah, that's minus 350.
Yeah. Lupi coming off a loss as well against Cynthia Calvillo. Kind of a boring fight. I mean, it just has decision written all over it. I would definitely take over the over 4.5. That'd probably be a good bet too. I mean, it's probably odd is probably blown up, but let's talk about Edmund Shabazian taking on Anthony Hernandez. Welcome back, Anthony Hernandez. 10-2 taking on Edmund, 12-3. What are the odds, Mr. Winston?
We got Anthony minus 215 and Edmund at plus 172.
I wonder if Edmund is coming off a loss. I think he is.
Will it go the distance?
No, he's coming off of a knockout win.
It's saying no, minus 205 to not go the distance.
I agree. Shabazian has a decision win with Jack Hermanson within the last few years. Mr. Hernandez, let's check him out. 2022, Hernandez got a submission win against Marc-Andre Barriot. And he decision win against Josh Fremd. Undefeated in 2022. Undefeated in 2021, submission win. But he did get knocked out by Kevin Holland in 2020. Do not remember that fight, but good little reminder right there. I agree. I agree with the favorite. That's a good pickup for a parlay piece as well. I'm
scrolling through homie's IG.
Who? Anthony?
Yeah. And I got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. The 9th pick.
Is smoking loud?
Yeah, smoking a king palm.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez.
Well, I hope this implies that it means you have cardio, because you should have lungs, judging by your
seriously.
IG, bro.
Let's talk Mackenzie Dern and Angela Hill.
I think Angela Hill has all the tools to beat her, but if they go to the ground, Mackenzie Dern is just so frustrating to compete against. I will say the one thing that I love Mackenzie Dern as a fighter. She's a badass. She's a very beautiful woman. But your fake accent has got to go, sweetheart. I'm sorry. You've seen it. She has a fake Brazilian accent.
She's from Brazil.
No, she's not.
She's not?
She's from the United States. She's raised in, I think, Iowa.
Does she live in Brazil?
Her baby daddy's Brazilian. And she does know Portuguese.
By proxy, you're Brazilian.
Bro, if any of you...
You have Brazilian in you.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. If any of you went with me to Missouri and we came back from Missouri after, let's say, a Chiefs game, I doubt you guys would augment the way you talk. Granted, that's a weekend versus moving somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like you are born and raised in America, and when she speaks
Yeah, she's from Phoenix.
her hold on. When she's
Super white.
The whitest place in America, maybe?
when she speaks
than
like
Utah?
someone who's struggling to put like English sentences together because they only speak Portuguese. Like, it's not like she has a weird accent. She intentionally talks like.
Let's analyze this accent.
It makes me so angry because I'm like,
Makes
it's
you
just
angry.
It's just appropriating. Like, and I think appropriating can be good. That's just her. Like, she's like, I'm Brazilian. It's like, bitch, no, you're not. You are pale.
Damn, I typed in Mackenzie Dern talking, and the first video is the evolution of Mackenzie Dern's accent.
When she
Nice.
started in the UFC,
Yo!
when she started in the UFC, she talked completely normal like us, and then now she talks like.
Blue belt underneath my dad. My dad, Megatron Diaz, and my background's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
See, this isn't bad.
Dad's reaction, and when I wanted to go into MMA was, "You're too pretty. I don't want to see my daughter getting hit."
Damn, that is a big difference from
Hold
the
on.
first and the second.
And,
This is the
my
first.
background's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
There's worse now. You can find.
And then this is it now.
To go into MMA was.
That's not even.
That's not even that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
really
That's not
that
even
bad.
a good example.
That's not a good example. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Oh, this is an old video. So this video is from 2017.
Okay.
Okay, so hold
Okay.
I mean, if you live in a place long enough, you're gonna
Pick up the not aneurysms, the what it was mannerisms. There we go.
mannerisms. Yes.
I was almost there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Two completely different things, huh?
Yeah, but
This-
they're close.
I don't know if it's the same. This is the video you just played. It's 1 year old.
No.
Okay, let's hear it. I don't know what this is gonna sound like.
What about when I take you down? What's gonna happen? I'll get right back up.
Yeah, she sounds normal again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
My arms around your neck. So it's not gonna happen.
I think it's just steroids.
My striking drag past my wrestling. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a fun fight. You're gonna have a
This is stupid.
Yeah. I think she.
I mean, she sounds
normal.
kind of I feel like you've overglorified it.
Yeah.
a little
I think
bit.
You're
I think
racist. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just
I
not.
don't know. I guess I don't know.
I'm just not a fan.
I'm gonna really pay attention now.
Yeah. Let's
Like I think I'm gonna really pay attention to her accent now. Like,
over under
going forward.
over under on the mispronouncing of words. I got 2.
Regardless, she's gonna win. She's
You think
winning
she's
this
gonna
week.
win?
I think so. I mean, 15-12, not the best record for Miss Angela Hill. I mean, a lot of those losses are very close split decisions, but
Will it go the distance?
I can see it going to the distance because Angela Hill's in the ring. But I think Mackenzie Dern can. Okay, this is what I'm gonna predict: Mackenzie Dern by finish, or Angela Hill by decision. I can see either of those being very, very likely. But I see Dern being the favorite. I see her winning, and I honestly could see a really nice odd for her getting a finish
I only see
by submission.
Exactly. I was gonna say this fight ends via
She ain't getting it knocked out.
Mackenzie Dern submission or a decision. It's possible.
I think Angela Hill's the better striker.
Angela Hill could fuck her up on the feet. It's possible, but I think Mackenzie Dern is.
If Dern has a bad night,
Mackenzie's well-rounded enough that she can kind of like improvise. I don't think
Yeah.
she can improvise and guaranteed win, guaranteed get her down. But I would be remiss to assume that she's gonna look bad.
Mackenzie Dern for submission is plus 180. Angela
Mm,
Hill
yeah,
is plus 210 for points to win by points.
see, yeah, we called it. I like it. Should we build our parlay?
Yes, sir.
What are you thinking, Winston? I know you've been stewing over there.
I've been. I think I got Jason. I'm gonna go Jaylen Brown 20 points.
Jaylen Brown,
Yeah,
20 points.
I was stuck between that and Jason Tatum 25 plus, but Jason Tatum's so wishy-washy. Jaylen Brown's gonna get you 20 easy every night. So I got Jaylen Brown 20 plus points.
And let me get to that Miami Heat, Boston Celtics. You guys have to take this bet right away, Winston.
Yeah, I thought about doing Nuggets, but
So 20 points, plus 20, right?
Yep.
Mr. Jaylen Brown, that's a minus 440. Got it. What are you thinking, Dave?
I'm kind of torn.
You torn up?
Well, I mean, I've been trying to emphasize that I let my bias kind of influence my bets. and I've been trying to like make bets that are just more gimmies and less like wishful bets, you know, because we're doing parlays. So how about this? And this, tell me if you guys think this is a bad bet. I'm about to tell you the odds. So we have Michael Johnson's bout versus Diego Ferreira, but I'm saying not going the distance is a minus 186. I don't think that fight's going the distance. Do you think that's a bad bet?
No.
Because I'm not betting on the winner.
But again, I can see it going the distance because I think Michael Johnson's last few fights have.
True.
But
other than that,
it's up to you, dude.
Parlays, I typically like to go like minus 250 and up.
That's how I am.
Yeah, or like minus 300. It depends on how many legs you got.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's general. I mean, if it's something that you think is going to happen and the odds don't look like that, then go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
Tough betting week.
Yeah.
Tough betting week.
Not the most
Yeah.
going on.
It's a tough betting week for sure.
It's kind of being implied that our bets might all be basketball then, because I don't feel very confident about any of these.
Pick a basketball. That's okay.
About any of these fights.
Go ahead. I wish we could put Jacoby on.
We can on my end, so we can tell you what the odds are on my end. I can stack
hold
the
on.
parlay.
Let me go to DraftKings. Maybe I can in DraftKings.
Yeah,
So
that'd be dope.
Because I would like to put Jacoby in our.
So the over under on Barstool for the Nuggets versus Lakers game is over 223 is minus 109, under 223 is minus 112. What
Okay.
do you think either of those?
212?
Under 223 is minus
Yep,
112.
we're going with DraftKings.
223.
found Jacoby?
I found Jacoby, dude. Jacoby Jones plus 180. That is my parlay pick. I don't give a fuck if it's plus money.
Hell yeah.
Riding with the homie.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to see.
Because honestly, I don't really want to bet on any of the other fights.
Yeah.
I could. Let me see. If you can't get that, I'd probably. Let me see what these round props are looking like, honestly, dude.
You said a couple of them not going the distance. It was like minus 270, stuff like that.
So I'm just looking at random bets. So Jokic, the over on Jokic on 10.5 boards is plus 104. The under 10.5 is minus 137. These are just some random stats I'm seeing.
My other bet, if you can't get Jacoby Jones on the parlay, is Joaquin Buckley, Andre Fialho not going the distance.
I did see that
Minus 270.
Okay. Nice.
But we got Jacoby Jones up in it.
Yeah, I mean, Jokic having more than 10 boards, I think that's very likely, unless it's a blowout, which...
I don't think a blowout will impact his rebound getting. I think that's just installed in his game.
Just if he doesn't play as many minutes.
Yeah, that's possible.
But I think he'll get more than 10 boards, for sure. I think that's an easy pickup.
Yeah, I don't feel confident on like much of these. I mean, okay, so I think this is a heavyweight bout. You got Ilir Latifi taking on Rodrigo Nascimento. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Forgive me. But that to not go the distance is minus 167, and those are heavyweights. Do you think that was a little safer?
I'm sorry, say that again? Sorry.
Not go the distance, Ilir Latifi versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Again, I'm probably butchering that name.
Is that on the prelim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See?
What is the odd?
To not go the distance.
Yeah, but what's the odd?
Minus 167.
That's kind of it's a little close.
I'm just trying to make this like all gimme bets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do like Jamal more than 20 points.
I'm down.
That's
a good
minus
pickup.
470.
There you go.
Our parlay is not going to be very profitable, I
Yeah.
will say.
You could do Jokic.
If not, then we could do
25
my
plus.
original, the Michael Johnson bout not
You wanna
going the
do it?
distance.
It's up to you,
Yeah.
dude.
Go for it. Doesn't matter. You have Jacoby in this, right?
Yeah, I put mine.
So then our parlay should be good because he's an underdog.
This
Yeah,
is
you're
true.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
Here,
Let's
let me
just do
go.
that
I'm
one.
going back to DraftKings. Hold on. All right. I got to pick up Jaylen Brown again. Damn, 15 minutes. We got to do this in 15 minutes, Winston? Shit.
Yep.
God damn, dude. You fucking right at the last fucking.
I could switch it if you want to
No,
Jamal
I don't
Murray,
care.
20 points.
I don't care. Where is Jaylen Brown? 20 plus. Let's make 2. Fuck it. I can't even find the. Where's Mr. Jalen Brown? There he is. Play points.
Yeah, Celtics are minus 500 for tonight's game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Minus 500. That's insane.
Yep. Heater plus 385. I'm taking the spread for the Heat. That's 10 points right now. Putting $5 on that.
$5 for the spread. I'm going to UFC for the Michael Johnson.
When you get a chance, if you don't share that on your Facebook, we're not friends.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna. Now my DraftKings stopped loading. Isn't that fun?
While Ricky's looking it up, I made a bet. I bet $3 to win 146 earlier this week. 4,000 odds.
So, and hit.
Yep, it hit.
Damn.
Pretty hype. MPJ 15 points. Anthony Davis 20. Jamal
So what'd
Murray,
you bet
20.
and what'd you win?
$3 to win 146. Super fire. Almost won $300 last night. If Jokic had one more point, and KCP would have had one more point. Pretty pissed.
1 point.
Yep.
Yeah, my DraftKings is like fuck off.
Android, bro. Figures.
All right. Well, so we got Jacoby money line.
We got Jacoby money line.
Okay, so Jacoby money line. I can just try to add this up on mine.
I
I got my fight that I was suggesting not going the distance. Added that.
And then we got Jimmy Butler. No, not Jimmy Butler.
Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown.
Over
20 plus points.
Give me 1 sec.
And we had our parlay was plus 250 with those 2 legs, but I can't add the Michael Johnson. It just won't load
Won't load.
Hold on.
for some reason.
Dun, dun, dun. Points by a player. Jalen Brown. I can do over 20.5. Is that
Sure.
So over 20.5. And then what was yours?
Jacoby.
Okay, so I have Jacoby money line, Jalen Brown over 20.5. I got Michael Johnson and Diego Ferreira not going the distance. Am I missing anything?
Nope,
You got
that's
it.
it.
So that 3 legs, we're sitting at a plus 411.
Damn.
That's pretty good, dude. It's
Yeah.
because of Jacoby. He's
Y'all
being
got to
an
place this
underdog.
bet right away though, because Jacoby
You gotta
fights
place it
soon,
in like 10 minutes.
and that just made my app crash. So
Yeah.
Nice.
there you guys go.
Boom. That's been Sport Champs. Do not forget new house song May 26th. Be sure to hit the link below to find that. And then May 21st, guys, Sunday, if you're watching this, I need all my friends to show up for me Sunday. I need all the votes I can get. We're going for this championship. If I win first, if I win second, I'm buying a neon sign. I'll even do it with third if I win third, but it'll be really small at that point. You know what I mean? But let's do this. May 21st. I'm doing it. Thank
If you
guys
can't
for
pull
watching.
up, if you can't pull up, you should try to like buy a ticket somehow and then allow us to like vote in your spirit because
That'd
we
be
know who
sick.
you're voting for.
That would be sick. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Yep. Later.
What's up, guys? We just hit 1,500 subs. We're trying to make it 2,000. Help us out and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.